What's going on with my settings today? Welcome back to another episode of the BrewSpytheMagicGuy Show. I'm Sean. Today we're going to be messing around with Karn and Jace, Wielder of Mysteries in the same deck. Let's just go ahead and run it. I'm pretty confident it's going to do well, just because I have belief in Jank. But I do think that this deck's pretty cool, and I think it's, is it ready for a competitive Modern League? Probably not, but I think it's really cool. And I just wanted to show you guys the deck in a more competitive setting since it is Monday Modern after all. And then maybe we'll jam some other stuff after that, just hang out. I was actually playing a little bit of Pauper on Arena, which I wasn't sure I'd enjoy, but I did. As crazy as that sounds. All right, so we can see all the cards. Beautiful. Let's roll with it. Ooh, can we see the whole mana base? We can. So what's going on here is that I just didn't like a lot of the Jace Leveler lists I saw, because this is essentially, well, it is a dead card. Should you not have the combo rolled up? But Jace is fine on his own. He's a recursive draw engine. Like, he just gets to plus and draw you cards, right? So when you piece them together in kind of like a Blood Moon style Karn deck. Now, granted, the lists that I borrowed some ideas from, neither of them were Jace and Karn in the same deck at the same time. They were both of them were either just focused on Jace or just Karn. So I'm curious to see how they might operate together. Oh, sorry about that. It's a little off. There we go. So just kind of curious to see how they might operate in the same shell. Oh, it's got pretty plains right there. Pretty plains indeed. Well, that Blood Moon's a dead draw. Hopefully we can avoid the next one. So I think I just keep both. We need our fourth land drop for this cryptic. I think we want them both. Let's go top, and we can Vendilion click this Blood Moon. We have a couple clicks, so that's not too bad. In fact, next turn I'm probably just, depending on what he plays, he could be on Spirits. My money's that he's on Spirits, so I'm just gonna go Serum with Bolt up instead of tap Steam Vents, because we know we're drawing. And then we're going to bottom these. Even though it's going to hurt, the Steam Vents might hurt. I think it's worth not drawing those two lands back to back. Oh, he didn't have, I thought he was going to have, he might just be playing blue-white control. Yeah, looks like blue-white. Yeah, they don't care about this moon. I could pop off this Vendilion click here. I'm a little worried to find, we can't click during their draw step anyway. See how good their hand is. So you can't cast Teferi, but I'd probably still take Teferi. Could also take the veto, and then we get to slam Karn. So we took veto, opponent takes a mystery card. Because it's feasible that, well, I can't fight over Teferi with the Cryptic just due to Time Raveler Teferi. Yeah, I saw that, Milan Cheen, and they picked a really fantastic. I mean, I heard snippets of like some of the people that did the Marvel movies, for example, being part of that. So we'll see. It might just create a following of people that like Magic for the art and the story, which I'm not opposed to that. And some of them might never play. Like, think about it from this perspective. There's been a lot of stuff over the years that have had, I assume this is just going to get pathed, right? Yeah, we'll see. Like, the people that are involved, it does seem like it's going to be really good. I think I do just slam Karn anyway. Like, he needed to rip counterspell here. He may have. Opting for it. Quite a few of their counterspells that would counter Karn are double colored, though. He might have hit like a Mana Leak or something. We know we don't lose the Karn to a Snapcaster Mage immediately. We know Teferi might be coming down next turn. We don't have Jace, so Leveler is not a thing. Probably just get Needle. Like, as tempting as it is to go for coding, like if they have Teferi, this isn't turning off that much. I mean, Needle's fine in this matchup, turns off Colonnade, although Colonnade we could turn off with Blood Moon. But Colonnade, this will, I think I just grabbed Needle. It's pretty solid in the matchup. Like, I know we have the extra land for, we do have the extra mana for Lattice, but I don't think that's what I do. Like, we know with Time Raveler Teferi, I can't fight on the stack. All that I know about their hand is they played that Field Ruin. All I know about their hand is Teferi and Snapcaster. They have 2 unknown. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that stuff today. I mean, there's a lot happening. It seems like they're really pumping some resources into when it decides to plus on Teferi and not minus. Oh, he can't minus Karn. Yeah, it's only artifact, creature, enchantment. This hits a lot, though. For a 3-mana walker, that minus hits a lot of different types. Okay, Narset's pretty good. Narset is pretty good. Blood Moon turns them off a lot of colors here. Like, I kind of just want the Narset to stick. I don't really care if the Blood Moon resolves. I think that there's a very real chance. I think since I searched up Needle, he didn't want to go get the fairy. You know? So I think the lines are you click the opponent and stick the Narset, and then we know what to do with Karn. I think this is also a fine line to take. But it's funny that the Blood Moon could potentially cut them on a lot of colors here. If it puts them on single blue, I would use it. I mean, sure, he might field in response if he doesn't tap any mana. Like if we're just sneaking this Narset onto the table, I feel pretty good about that too. So you just put Snap into play. I don't care about the Cryptic. I do like breaking up Double Walker. I'm going to take the Fairy, actually. I'm going to take the Fairy. I think it's take Teferi, play Narset. We don't even lose Narset should they minus here, and well, I probably want Spell Snare in this matchup, of course. If I minus Karn, what am I even searching for? I might just be better off plussing him, then that gives him 2 minuses after that. So I don't really know what I want to get. And I don't think we're losing the Karn. What am I saying? We knew he was going to flashback the path. Of course, we did know that was coming. We did. Taps out for Jace, but Blood Moon doesn't actually cut him on the second blue source anymore. Well, we know he's got a Cryptic, so maybe I should have even taken the Spell Snare just because we knew it wasn't, you know, going to work with a Teferi on the table. Goes after Narset. I respect that. Cut me on another minus. Seems very correct. Fields us now. They're just checking me. They're just checking us. We don't cut them on. So he's sitting on Cryptic. So we don't cut them on anything here with Blood Moon. They might care about Moon because it turns off Colonnade. So they might care. There's Ballista to think about. There's the Lattice to think about. Shackles is funny, but not what I want to do. Explosives blows up our own Narset. Might be coding. I mean, do we think that Karn's sticking around? I think is where we need to be in our mind. I think we could get coding. I have to consider naming Jace now if this resolves, right? Oh, he Cryptics. Okay. Counter draw is incorrect. Oh, no, it's not, because this will be the first card he's drawn this turn. It is not incorrect. Now we get to remove the Snapcaster. I think a Blood Moon resolving isn't the worst thing for us. Like, that turning off Colonnade is a good thing for us. Opponent needs to break up the Karn liquid metal coating here. We know they have some cards that would enable them to do that. Jace is not one of them. Jace draw seems weird here. That seems incorrect. Opponent's putting cards back into their library here. That seems strange. Okay, opponent has 0 cards in hand now. It was strange from our opponent, wasn't it, Chad? I think plussing the Jace was fine. I think that was the mode. Yeah, now he's doing the right mode. Yeah, you've definitely Fate Seal on us, right? I mean, granted, I'll probably be using Karn. We know that the liquid metal coating could just punch Jace. Like, as tempting as it is to just blow up some of his islands, like maybe I should just hit the Jace. I mean, we've got time. We could even Karn up the Mycosynth. Target is us. Our hand is poop, they'll probably leave it. Unless they have like a Snapcaster. Takes my anger, the gods. Do they have another creature? They took my anger. They must have another creature. We could Karn, well, could hit Jace, or we just draw Bolt that also takes care. Just wanting to bring Jace down on his, like, I kind of like removing enough islands that they couldn't cryptic us off of the lattice. They could certainly logic knot me off of lattice, but then I could Tor mods to get it back. What about coding Jace and abrading? Yeah, too late. I like where your mind is, pro peeps. Oh wow, a bunch of cards. One, two. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9. Tor mods lets me put the needle back into my Karn board. Ballista's good here too, potentially. There's no path mana. If he returns the Ballista, we're fine with it. So do you just lattice here? Alright, let's lattice. These are bad. This is bad. Braid is only so good. I mean, we really only have so much room to sideboard, by the way. Like, the Dispels come in, maybe even the Surgical. I mean, we do care about Colonnade. We do care about them bringing in the Angels. A Braid does hit some of the artifacts that they might be bringing in. They don't have many, if any. They might have like Relic. We don't really want to move any of our Karn board. I mean, Karn decks have pretty light sideboarding options, right? We have 3 slots that aren't for Karn. Yeah, that was a cool idea, Peeves. I wish I thought of it. We don't want the sweepers. I mean, a Braid is more flexible than Pyre. It's just Pyre also hits like the sideboard Angels if they want to bring that in to try to next level us, which happens. I'd probably still rather have the Bolts, you know. We didn't draw a single Snapcaster Mage. We still got there. Impressive. Impressive. Yeah, I like the Dispels. I think I even like the Surgical. I guess just due to the sheer flexibility of a Braid, I'd probably play this over Pyre. It's just Pyre hits Colonnade, Pyre. Like Blood Moon should also go down a little bit, right? Even though we did cut them on colors there, it's probably just run these two, go down to 1 Moon. I think I like 1 Moon. I think I like the first Moon as an answer for things like Colonnade. I think taking both Blood Moons out actually isn't what I want to do. Even against Blue-White, I know the colors, it's usually not a thing. But we did cut them on relevant colors. I'll keep it. Snap Op, Snap Surgical. There she is. There it is. So we're going to opt here off of a basic. We're going to greedily bottom that. It's a little greedy to do. I mean, I don't have to just Serum here and leave it open for the opponent to slam like the Fairy, like it seems like the Fairy's clear. Flooded Strand's not even a weird surgical target. Sometimes you get them. Obviously, I'd rather save it for something juicier or what have you. But sometimes the information's nice in the matchup. It's really the only reason I kind of like it. Coming in, really. Wow. Sometimes you get a 2-for-1 on the opponent. So you got a Blast Zone in their mana base. That's so sweet. That was a super sick surgical. It's not normally that good in this matchup. So our opponent is now on only 3 lands. Alright, so Oath of the Fairy. Oh. Huh. Alright, 1 Stony. Okay, a couple mana leaks. I'll just go ahead and grab this for you guys so you can kind of mull over it. Peak, I like the peak. I'm glad I took that screenshot. Unreasonable surgical from me. Well, I'm glad I did it. We saw Vendilion click, right? Yeah. So we see click. Man, the draw. Just out of respect for field, I don't really want to have a fetch open. Maybe they click here. They're thinking about it. I think that was sick. Supreme Verdict's interesting. All right, there's a Karn, there's a Lighthouse. Lighthouse is actually very good in matchups like this, except that they have field. So I'm going to bottom it. Dispel's good to see. Now, if I remand the click, then he gets to land the Fairy. If I remand the click, he gets to do it anyway. Looks like that's not my opponent's prerogative. How's it going, Tarzi? How you doing? How are you doing? How does it do? This is a greedy snap opt a little bit, so he gets to resolve the click. Oh, well, now we have enough mana. We could have made that play last turn. This should suggest I have multiple snapcasters, me not actually casting the opt. Fail a little bit. So there's a Jace. We can back it up with Dispel. Jace backed up by Dispel is pretty reasonable here. Didn't know you still streamed? Oh yeah, I do. It's good to see you. We have another Snapcaster. It's tempting to mill myself so we get more card selection, actually. Oh. About to draw 2 lands. I am streaming more so US time zone style. I feel like you almost have to click yourself. What does he decide to do? Where's like the rest of our chat? Like where's like the actual game log? Thank you. Target's us. Okay. Target is us. Hand is pretty stacked. Karn could go get Leveler. Spicy, spicy Karn Leveler tech. It takes nothing. It is a little awkward that Click gets to maybe even attack, because we know the hand is... Actually, we don't know very much about their hand anymore. There's a Celestial Purge hanging out. Their hand is Verdict, Teferi, Purge, 2 unknown. We might see them try to stick Teferi here. Big Teferi, okay. As much as this hurts, I don't want to get cut on red too easily. Not that we probably won't need red. He's not going to counter the peak. I should wait till he draws the extra card. Take a peek, figure out what we need to do. So snap, op, purge, verdict, extra Teferi. Okay. Oh, well, we could just Karn the Teferi. We can almost beat down the Teferi, but I mean, granted they have Time Raveler Teferi. Blood Moon cuts them just on the colony. Blast Zone. Blast Zone could hit the needle. So that's a consideration if my plan is to Karn and Karn Yeah. We lose it to the blast zone. Visions could hit my land drop. I mean, Cryptic, return the Teferi. We draw land. We get to counter it on the way back down. We might not draw land. So this is a little bold, I suppose. Yeah, we didn't. Actually, can we afford to draw? I guess we do need the land mana. Kind of throwing this away a little bit, chat. We get to just play the Teferi again. We lose Wielder to Click. I mean, we have a lot of gas behind it, but it doesn't feel great. I was kind of hoping to spike the land there, and I didn't. I think the window for this is Sailing. It is the answer for Colonnade, which will come up. Dump a Remand. Yeah, Tarzi, like I stream more so US time zone now since my new job, so for a while now. But it's good to see you. What time is it over there for you? Sucks to lose Jace like that. I mean he drew quite a few extra cards for us, but it kind of sucks to lose him like that. Goes for Time Raveler Teferi. Okay, so he may have drawn a counterspell here. It's pretty obvious that it was a counterspell. Let's just get a look. Oh, it was nothing. Okay. I mean, the rejection hits Karn, so we do care about that, I suppose. Double hero. Purge checks the moon. Could technically take him off the blast zone and the colonnade. By doing so, I don't think that's worth. The Snapcaster is actually decent for them here. Remember, my reactive spells don't work when there's a Time Raveler in play. I mean, I think taking the rejection has merit just because of Karn. I am worried about these, but like it's either go for Moon, cut them on the rejection so that the Karn can happen. Although the thing about Karn is there's this Vendilion Click. I honestly might just grab the Purge and keep jamming. I mean, the clicks can trade off, so there's that. If this Colonnade gets in the mix, I might actually have a problem. Yeah, our permission doesn't work here. I'm actually going to go for the Moon. Custom on the Colonnade and the Blast Zone. Now, just because we took game one, like the clock is really ticking. All right, so Snap's going to chump. So we know he's got the Ceremonious for the Karn. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's an interesting league so far, playing against blue-white. I mean, Time Raveler can also return Blood Moon, so we might have to try to squeeze in a very quick game 3. Practice a little bit more F6 the Gathering here. Karn can't play them both. Could also have just tried Crypticking to Fairy. Pyre hitting this click is actually not the worst thing in the world. Oh, I tapped wrong though. Right, because I could have played snap. Oh no, I did need blue for the snap, so we can't play the Narset, but another Snapcaster. I like how the opponent's navigating this. I'm worried we might not get a third. Narset would have turned off the hero draws. We know these are checked. I mean, obviously with Time Raveler on the table, we might as well F6 through his turns. Try to save the 6 minutes for a potential third game. Hope it doesn't come to that. It might. Yeah, so he's going to go for Colonnade attacks now. So he uses Time Raveler to... Actually, he used Hero to not just return Blood Moon to hand, actually to... Returns the Vendilion click. That's fascinating. So he's definitely going for a Colonnade hit here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he just wanted a Verdict. That's good too. This hand is a click and a bunch of unknown, right? So we have the Harvest Pyre for the click now. Just because I know my other Walker was checked, doesn't mean this one is. Like Karn's checked because they have a Celestial. There's the Blood Moon, or we can take Bolt. Actually, I'm interested in Bolt, which might look a little weird to our opponent because the Colonnade. So they click, okay, charge the Blast. Okay, interesting. I thought he was going to Vendilion click. It's pretty reasonable that they have a counterspell for this Pyre, right? Maybe I'm just wasting my precious 6 seconds here. The thing is, like, there's quite a few counterspells you could have for this Pyre. Oh yeah, I can't use it obviously because the fairy. What I should have done is just bolted Time Raveler, and then I would have. Like taking bolt was correct. I just forgot that I needed to bolt the Time Raveler there, and then we could have potentially pyred the Colonnade if he didn't have a counterspell. So I actually kind of missequenced there a little bit. I don't know why I was sitting there thinking I was going to get to answer this guy. We get to hit this, but then he just has another Teferi. I think we should maybe even go next game because I can't. I mean, I could like. I think. I kind of missed my window to. Oh, bolt. I mean, without this guy leaving, I can't really do what I need to do. So that's kind of a mistake on my part. Hey, what's up, Jade? I'm kind of punting this. Like, that's not good enough. We don't have enough mana to really kill. Like, I meant to kill him here with this, and then the Pyre might have gone off on the Colonnade. And opponent's sitting on 6 cards. drawn quite a lot with this Teferi. Let's see if I can squeeze in a game in a little bit over 5 minutes. It's possible. Just have to play quickly. I don't hate how we sideboarded. We didn't see the Abrade come up, though. The Blood Moon actually was fine. It's a little bit better when we're on the play. So I think the misstep for me happened a little bit earlier than the misplay with the Lightning Bolt, unfortunately for us. That's kind of crazy that we got that insane surgical off on him last time. She's just walking ammonia. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll try to get in as much magic as I can. I don't know if we're going to win this at all, chat. Just know the opponent has a Mana Leak. In 4 minutes. No white source for the opponent, but we were going to give him a non-basic anyway. We just got a look a moment ago. I think I'd rather get the manipulation swapped. Top it. Going after my sweet, sweet lighthouse, are we? Tempting to cryptic my own land there, by the way. Because that would cut him on a land. That would have cut him on land if I had done that play, chat. 3 minutes. I'm kind of opening myself up to like tectonic edge, though, I guess, by going and getting another island. Don't think he has it, but something to think about. That sucks, Jade. Hope they get better. It's never any fun. The Snapcasters that tried to go the distance. I think closing a game like this really only possible with the help of something like Snapcaster. Eats. On the other hand, is like a Mana Leak and a smattering of other things. Kind of greedily want to see what's going on, see if I'm supposed to like end step the colonnade. Veto. So Purge, Veto, Malik, Stony. Their hand is a little awkward to the Snapcaster plan. They might veto here, and then we're clear on these cryptics. Because I got less than 3 minutes. I got 2 minutes and 51 seconds. I like that he lets it go. Respect that. I'm not actually going to search for anything here. Unless, oh wait, did we see that he had another Field of Ruin in hand? I should have if that was the case. I think there might have been, chat. There might have been. Yeah, I hope that turns out okay, Jade. Do hope that turns out. Ooh, Verdict with Veto. This he probably vetoes. That's a lot of value. Yeah, they sometimes do leave in Verdict. It's a thing. So now I only have 2 minutes to peel a couple of bolts. See what I can do. So Karn can answer to Fairy, but dies to Colonnade. Well, not necessarily. I have Harvest Fire. Oops, cancel, cancel, cancel. So we know about the Teferi, right? I saw Teferi, correct? Can't even remember now. That's not good. I mean, most of our things don't work in the face of Stony. We could also consider Lattice. Thought I saw Teferi. His hand is a Celestial Purge and a Teferi, right? Does anybody remember? I can't remember. And I got like 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going for the Lattice. Actually, no, I shouldn't, because, well, I think I'm supposed to grab Needle there. That's just the Hail Mary. Like, you hope he goes for the Colonnade attack to remove the Karn. I think he's going to just go for Teferi. Yeah, I think we did see it Teferi, didn't we? Oh, he's going for the Colonnade. Oh, did I not hit another card? 4. Oh, you know what? There's Stony in play. I shouldn't do this. Because it just means that I time out, right? Yeah, I forgot about the whole if there's already a Stony in play thing. So what do we do about that, chat? I think we just lose then, right? Because I'll have to discard. No, this is great. F6 until he decks. He does deck before I do. The problem is I still technically lose seconds on discarding. So I have 34, 30. Yeah, the fact that I'm losing like 1 to 2 seconds a click. This is like one of those situations where if I'd given myself a little bit more on time, like in paper, this is either a draw or we technically win because I had. Oh, maybe we'll still get there. Like I'm losing a second with each click. 29 seconds on the clock. He's got 24 cards left. We have 25. This isn't even F6 the Gathering. I had to literally remove every single tick mark from my auto yields. I think we actually get this. As long as I don't lag. He has 22 cards left. I have 27 seconds. I lose a second with each discard. This is, yeah, super advanced F6 the Gathering tonight. Yeah, he decks before we deck. Wow. I think we actually got this. Stony Silence, Mycosynth Lattice, Karn. But it was really, 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 really like grindy, close, interesting game. I mean, we still do this. Like this is a route to victory for us. And we've kind of paved the way by searching up Lattice. I don't feel bad about winning this way. Like, he decks before we do. "19 seconds left, chat." It's killing me that we're losing a second or two with each discard. Ugh, it down to 18 seconds. What a painful like magic like online game. Oh, there's our Jace wielder. That's a pretty looking peak. Did you see the brown peak in his graveyard? I don't want to do anything else but click to discard because I don't want us to lose because I like look away. But interesting. Yeah, Magicynth makes things look beautiful. Not as beautiful as Painter Servant. Painter Servant on Magic Online is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck to play because it just makes the battlefield and it just makes everything so pretty. We almost flew too close to the sun, chat. we almost didn't get this one. I mean, I'm sure our opponent's probably like, really? Am I gonna deck? But yeah, I mean, like the Stony Silence kill, we only get to do so often, so we gotta milk this. We also learned something from this. I need to be very careful if they're Stony. A, B, they have to have fewer cards left than us. Does that make sense? Because it completely turns off everything. Like, Karn is one way, but Stony is both ways. The game has indeed ended. We had 7 seconds. All right, quick thank you and turning off all your stops. Well, thank you, Jade. It's not my first rodeo as far as like Magic Online games that are clearly going to go to time and you just have to win because of decking. We've had to do this before. I'm just really worried about our next game. I have to remember to turn on. I have to remember what my setup was as far as like where my tick marks were. I don't think I saved like a bigger screenshot. No, I didn't. Oh, maybe I did here. Oop. Maybe I did here. A bigger screenshot? Nah, not big enough. I'm sure I'll figure it out pretty quickly what stops we had. I was nervous when you fetched. Luckily, you were at 2 cards, not 1. Oh yeah, Sasquatch. And Sasquatch mentioned it in chat too to kind of reinforce what we had to do there. So I appreciate you, Sasquatch. I felt like we'd lost all hope. Yeah, fetching there was Fetching there was, what if that had put us under our opponent for cards? Oh my gosh. Well, we still would have learned a similar lesson. You know, whether you win or lose, the goal is to learn to be better, and you know, you guys get to learn something out of it too, whether I win or I lose. So this is great for you guys. Think about it. Think about it. Magic streaming is great. I'm not just trying to rep my. Wow, look at this hand. We're in mulligan. I'm not just trying to rep our own stream here. I actually will keep this, and we'll try to not draw so many lands. Magic streaming is great because I did forget. I did chat. We're gonna maybe lose this because I time walked us. I got all excited about our grip. We're playing against Death Shadow, which is a deck. I mean, there are many decks in Modern that I can't afford to accidentally skip a land drop. That totally gives away that we're a cryptic deck, but I'm okay with it. We should be fine with just these stops. I mean, I don't want to turn on the draw stop because that kind of gives away that I have click. I mean, I'll play it out. I don't think it's like completely. Oh my gosh, look at all these lands though. Bottom. Like I don't like just scooping just because like we had a mechanics issue. Like that's not normally something I have to worry about. That's not normally something I have to think about. Like, oh, we need to turn these back on, you know. So hopefully we get to play. At least game 2 and 3 are not touched, but I don't even know if we have a good game 1 against Shadow. I would assume not. I would assume we lean heavily on like Karn board and Angler. Yep. Now, in fairness, unless we draw answer here, I wouldn't. Yeah, I might have had the remand up actually. Boy, might actually had that remand ready to go. Stubby. Okay, he would have had stubs for the remand. Never mind. So Narset draws us 2 outs. And don't get me wrong, like the 4-mana Jace we've chosen is just because of his combo potential. He's got nothing on Mind Sculptor. Pretty reactive hand for our opponent, I would imagine, if they're not shocking. They're just respecting Bolt, perhaps. Narset gets stubbed. So maybe snap stubbed. I mean, I would imagine this draw doesn't. I don't want to say something defeatist like, okay, well, I don't think this draw beats Death Shadow anyway. Moon cuts them on a lot of colors, just tempting. Not that it's going to resolve because I missed a very precious land drop, but I'll take it. There's a shadow off a very pretty one of the new full art basics. Down goes Narset. She drew us a Blood Moon and soaked us a ooh. Okay, so if he's got Snapcaster stuff, we can stick the Blood Moon here, and then I almost die. We can almost die. No. Snapcaster Mage? It's possible it's just the second stubborn denial. Opponent can still grow their shadow. Oh, I just have the basic island. That's disappointing. We fall to dead. Yep. Oh, I could have spell snared the Snapcaster. My bad, chat. Let's see what our next draw was, if it lets us. No. Okay. I don't feel as bad. But yeah, obviously I spell snare the Snap. I mean, maybe that's relevant. They won't necessarily see it coming next game. So what I like in this matchup is to be off of the combo. The reason is their Thoughtseize deck. So like a lot of the things I'm going to search for with Karn in a matchup like this, albeit they're fine. Like Shackles can certainly grab. Shackles can grab the Anglers and the Taziger if they're playing a Taziger, but mostly these days they just play Angler. So this is a fine target. I mean, we don't bring in any artifacts in the matchup. I might consider Anger just because sometimes you'll see Shadow these days on a Young Pyromancer build off and on. So kind of like these. So I actually think the sweepers are fine. Narset's good to stay. Braid's only so good. I think I'd rather just have Harvest Pyre and Bolts and Karns and Cryptics. Distraction's fun. We get to mess around with it against Blue-White. I probably don't bother with it here. So we take out the Jace Wombo here. I think we just lean into Karn and his versatility and being a Blood Moon deck. So it looks like us taking off our auto yields to beat our blue-white opponent may have cost us some points here. And I really just like to keep bolts in because we replace it at snap deck, and you can kind of force them to respect this card. Keep their shadows smaller. So who knows? Maybe we could just stick this. We got two islands. Draw a card. Could lead Narset. We don't have to lead Blood Moon. So this is not. No, it's a Thought Scour. I don't know why I was thinking it's Opt. It's clearly going to be a Thought Scour. I don't think they play Opt. Kind of think of it. So opponent does nothing, does nothing. Maybe I Narset. Into this stubby. So the Blood Moon would have been stubbed. And I think we actually value the moon more than the Narset here. This is an angler. This is a big fish. Big fish, Blood Moon them. We draw any land, I can bolt snap bolt the angles, so he naturally has the swamp again. Well, actually, they play two swamps, some versions of Grixis, so that's not completely unreasonable for him to just natural that. I mean, we get end step bolt, and then I can like snap block bolt the angler. Oops, I actually really need to stop there because I didn't put the bolt in their face like I wanted to. That's awkward. Maybe we could draw step Vendilion click. Oh, I don't have that turned on either. Gosh, I'm just really messing up my yields today, chat. Like what sucks here is I might just be dead to a Battle Rage, right? Fontsies. So no second black source, we'll remand it. Just thinking out loud. So well, now we could just bolt the angler. Could have like surgical as a possibility. Not trading click bolt for Grimag. That's another thing we could do. Snap is dismembered. That's true. It's another line we had. Thoughtseize, take the best card here. Probably consider taking Karn, actually. He does. He saw the Scalding Tarn, that's fine. Alright, let's actually do a draw step click the way that we want to. Do I still have Snapper Man behind this, though? I won't. So we're going to do an end step click. Change my mind. I've changed my mind, chat. Sometimes I change my mind, chat. This is a very dead Vendilion click. This is a Colligan's command to kill the click. Oh, we can just ditch that Scalding Tarn. It's not too big of a deal. The Double Shadow is scary. We have Remand. So I don't think we actually take anything. No, we do. We take a Shadow, right? Might even be just correct to take the Thoughtseize, and then he can't interact with the Snapper Man play. I don't know. That's a tough one. Draw Island. Cryptic to draw. Okay. Bloodmoon is one heck of a card. Well, puts him in bolt range. He plays Shadow. If he doesn't draw Battle Rage, I have a Chomp. Suns is a redraw. Cryptic saves us from a lot of different things. He's not low enough that I can just tap the Shadow to win. Could also just pick up the Snapcaster. If we had a bolt, it'd be simple. I just pick up the Snapcaster. Do I want to block and pick up the Snapcaster here? I think I do, except I need to turn on block stop. Hang on. Could have like a removal spell here. He showed us that he still had Dismember in. He did not. He does not deploy the other Shadow. Oh, hang on, cancel. I can't, I won't be able to snap Cryptic if I peek, right? I need 4 blue. I'm not going to play this turn, but so a lot of things we're actually just dead to if I actually let the Shadow connect. Like tapping the Shadow is actually safer because it plays around Battle Rage. Kind of like playing around Battle Rage. Hey, what's up, Dribble? How's it going, my friend? That's like the absolute safest line I can take is... Oh, Might is dead. Is this a fish? It's a Brutality. Brutality cannot take. My snap. He can take the peak. He can't take my snap. So he goes up to 5. He knows about the Tarn. Here, I think because we don't have another worthy snap target, I think I'm supposed to make him pick up the shadow and draw a card. So I think we just have to hit relevant cards from now on. Can we do it? Well, we draw a bolt. Tap shadow instead. It allows you to attack and bolt though. Yeah, you're right. I should have continued tapping. You're right. Tap draw was the best line. Yeah, tap draw actually won the game, didn't it? That's okay. We'll learn from it. Yeah, tap draw wins. Actually just dead to battle rage, even still with this line. Yeah, tap draw were the correct modes. I hate that I sometimes only see those lines like hindsight. Oh, you didn't have it. Draw a remand. So I can remand my anger. Let's draw a card. I draw another remand. We're not going to get there. Like that, our window was that play. Actually, I should have been remanding my bolt. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Because let's see if I draw something relevant here, and then if I had the extra mana, it would have been relevant. All right, we'll do it ourselves. But tap. The thing is he could have played the second shadow, but maybe he wouldn't have done so because he was maybe trying to play around engineered explosives or something. You know. That first game though was like we still would have had a bit of an uphill battle for the third. I'm not trying to say that game one there wasn't actually a mistake. Game one it was a mechanics thing. You missed it or no, Sasquatch didn't miss it. This is a cool deck for sure, Triple. It's got the Leveler Wombo in it. I based some of my technology. I actually did credit the players in the stream title. I also credited them here. The Pensword, and Inspector Gadget both contributed to this archetype. Gadget was just playing Karn and no other technology. Pensword was playing Jace and a couple of levelers in the main. I thought, well, what if we put them together? What would happen? Because I really don't enjoy this in the main board. Although I think he had I think he had 3, maybe even 4 Wielder of Mysteries. So he was really trying to piece it together. So maybe that's reasonable because you go, control the game long enough to play slam Jace and then follow it up with Leveler, then plus Jace. That's reasonable. I mean, I kind of like this setup a little bit more. Oops. Personally, I like this setup more, but maybe just because I really like Karn. Yeah, I should have been remanding the bolt to draw, not the anger. I don't know why I was using the anger to do that. We didn't see the cryptic was too far down though, but yeah, I should have been going hold control, bolt, remand, bolt, bolt, remand, bolt, because we hit runner, remand. I don't hate remand in the shadow matchup. It's a little awkward because they're a Thoughtseize deck, obviously, but if you hit those fish, it's pretty good. You can sometimes hit like an opposing snapcaster spell, snapcasted spell. So we're 1-1. We'll see if we can keep it running. This is not a keep. This is a keep. Humies, and I don't have turn 1 red. Do I? Actually, I do. I do have turn 1 red mana. Thing is, do you just toast champion? The answer is not necessarily yes. Although a lot of the time what they'll name, this is a deck card. It's like Thalia, I get the bolt next turn though. This is why we have this split of Angers and Swelters, this exact matchup. And I don't necessarily like just immediately bolting something like Thalia. Unless I have a follow-up play, which I don't. Yeah, most of her hand is indeed not good here. Yes. This looks like Meddling Mage. Be interesting if he like named like Anger or something. So we might just be dead with this draw from our opponent. Thalia, champion, Meddling Mage. Actually, I'm going to draw step. There's a couple of cards that are just really tough. And the next click is on us. Oh, we whiff. Okay. That's not too bad to know. If he redraws into a human, we still can block Meddling and the second champion. Yeah, he's only going to attack with one of the... That's weird. Did he draw Dismember or something? Okay. That's a little strange. Just digging to sweepers and cryptics. Bottom. So we're going to be Vendilion clicking ourselves. And no reason to do... If we're targeting ourselves, no reason to do it before opponent can see. Mantis Rider we can trade the click with, which is nice. We'll just have to find a way to handle the rest of the board. It might even be correct for me to take out the Meddling Mage so that Bolt's turned on. Okay, so he's playing around like a snap chump caster mage. I like it. So we Vendilion click ourselves. Find a Braid. Okay, hang on, we find a Braid. Well, that's actually good news. So we block here, we take 5, go to 4. Hey, there's another 2 games to be played, chat. Like Karn board is actually plenty fine. It's annoying. Wielder, I'm dead. Yep, I don't see a way out. If I Jace, there's no 1 mana card that saves us. A Braid doesn't save us. We will go to game 3. But like, our hand was pretty awkward against humans, right? They had Cavern. The counter magic is complete garbage in this game. That's easy out. This comes in. We can't cut all of it though. Snare is sometimes relevant. I like Spellskite just because it blocks. Narset is weak, but she digs us to sweepers. Blood Moon is sometimes relevant if we can get rid of the Aether Vials. Snare can stay. It's actually sometimes clutch, depending on whether or not they have a Cavern draw. This can sometimes slow them down. So I like Spellskite just coming in. I like Shackles just coming in. I wouldn't tutor for it. We're going to be tutoring for Bridge a ton of the time. It's just you go get Bridge. That's what Karn is here for, Bridge and Ballista and Explosives. Although some of these pieces you can consider just putting in. Like maybe putting in one of these is still better than running Snare. And then which one would you run naturally? Like which one of the 3 is the weakest? It's probably Ballista actually. I think the winners are Explosives and Bridge that we want as Karn targets. But I could see Ballista and like Shackles just being fine, just a raw draw perhaps. Maybe Shackles, just maybe not. Bolting Champion, maybe. In the end, it looks like that was the case, Dribbles. Yeah, I don't know. Also, do we want Jace Wombo, or do we want more room for stuff like this? The thing is like I'm starting to get to the point where that's not actually worth it. I think we want both Explosives, because like you don't always have few enough cards to get under Bridge in this deck. Like it's not like we're Collective Brutality decks. I'm actually going to run it like this, and then I'll still play the Spell Snare. I like Spell Snare, okay. Ballista is slow. So we'll see. We shall see. I'll keep it. It's not great, but it's got a redraw. Maybe we can find some of our sweepers this time. I might even just shoot this Ballista based on what we see. Like if we see that losing the Noble Hierarch slows them down quite a bit, it does. does slow them down quite a bit. Does. I'm just screenshotting that for you guys to have it as well. So I think I do. Oh, okay. Or we can pyre the hierarch. We have options, so we can give up the ballista, or we can pyre the hierarch. I don't know if I like shocking here, but we have a cryptic. Do we just ballista this and then pyre the next one? I mean, their hand is, unless they draw land, they're pretty reliant on the nobles. Did they top? Did they mulligan? Actually, I don't know if they did. They did not mulligan. They kept their 7. Okay. So they don't know if they're drawing land. Slows them down regardless to just kill this. I'm just trying to think which I do it with. Because, like, the upside of maybe we get to keep ballista is sweet. I think that's worth pyring the hierarch. Since we need for cryptic, I think I do shock. Oh, he draws Vile off the top. Dirty. He did us dirty. Taking Noble Hierarch with the click still slows him down. And then we get to play Ballista on 2. We won't sit on Cryptics. I mean, in this matchup, they just tap their team sometimes. Like, obviously, Freebooter can break that up. Meddling Mage can break that up. But I think we take the Noble during the draw step. Oh, well, we got to take it before the Vile trigger, actually. I mean, the thing is, if I wait for this to turn, opponent might just sit on it. I respect my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the tier 1 category, right? If you're jamming Humies on Moto, surely you have a lot of reps with it, right? Can we take them off what they're doing? The problem is this might just draw them to land, right? Like, I'm only slowing them down a turn by sniping the hierarch. May have just drawn them to that land they need. It was just not meant to be, chat. It was not meant to be. Actually, they might stick Thalia here, and then we ballista the Thalia, and we get to keep the ballista. Buys me some time. Nice. He did do that play I was hoping for. Ew, we just draw Bolt too. Drew a Bolt. Okay. We unfortunately, actually, we're good to go with the mountain here. I like doing this before they could lieutenant. It'd be a little awkward to. I'd like to try to keep the ballista around if we can. So there's Freebooter to think about. Okay, he's just drawn all the mana now. He's good to go. Plenty of mana over there. Okay, so there's a Noble. It's not what I'm spending ballista on anymore. I might kill the. Oh, okay, if he went with Lieutenant next, I might ballista the Lieutenant. Freebooter gets to take Bolt, but we have double Cryptic. I think I kill the Lieutenant. So the hand is Champion Mage. If I sit on Cryptic, that's weak. If I Narset, I'm hitting potentially sweepers. I could Cryptic and get my Bolt back for Diligent. I think I'm supposed to be proactive. I think I'm supposed to Narset, actually. Shackles, no hits. Shackles takes 3s. Shackles also lets me take something like Auric Champion. Awkwardly enough, the Freebooter Mage probably names Cryptic. I have to draw land for Shackles to take something. We're just putting them all on the table. Alright. Maybe I will block for Narset. Oh, is he killing my click? Oh, okay, no. He's just putting it all out there. It's all on the table. If we draw a sweeper, maybe I will chump here with click to protect Narset and hope to Narset into sweeper. True bolt. Bolt works on the mage. Then we get the cryptic. All right, let's see if we hit something juicier. Another bolt. Bolts for days. Okay. It might still be correct for me to get the shackles onto the table. Do I need double bolt? Not really, although bolting both the mage and the freebooter is nice. He's just going to attack with champion, right, for the exalted. Maybe I don't play the shackles. Like, it's tempting to play the shackles, right, and just do one bolt, but I think the second bolt changes things. I think we do want to be able to hit both of these. File's on 3, so we don't have to worry about, like, a lieutenant changing the math on these bolts. I feel like their best stuff to be vialing in against us are the 2-drops, like against like a Blue Moon deck. I feel like you leave this on 2. Personally, I'm not trying to just call them out on it because they're making a misplay. Like, I don't know that. I don't play enough humans. I did have the opportunity to play humans at a Modern Monday event at a local place I like to go to for Magic, and I forgot my deck at home, which that can happen to anyone. And I asked one of the guys that has lots of Modern decks to borrow. I asked if he had a deck for me to borrow, right? So he gives me a deck to borrow. And, okay, so attack with these 3, but no Mantis. Okay, Mantis, no champion. Champion, okay. So we hit the ones that deal the most damage, right? I mean, if we hit Rider and Freebooter, but I draw land, I feel really stupid. I think what I hit actually, because we don't have a shortage of bolts. Let me think here, chat. It might just be Mage Freebooter still. This turns on the Cryptic. This gives me another bolt for the Rider. I think I'm just supposed to bolt the 2 8 bears. Get the bolt back. They weren't even. Oh, not that we care about them hitting Narset. Like, maybe they'll forget about their canopy with Narset. Okay, click could trade with Rider. I think we get the shackles going, actually. Oh, they are going to crack it. It still works because Narset only stops the first. So they did crack it at the correct moment. They did make the correct play, chat. They did. Like, Rider's kind of what I want to steal, but we'll see. This is Thalia. Got a Teague. Thalia. This is just double lieutenant. Wow. Well, we're going to go pretty low here, chat. Oh, no, we're not, because the Nobles had a tap for that play because the Vial was on 3. See, I don't think you put it on 3 in this matchup. I don't think it's a Vial on 3 matchup. I feel like a lot of your 3s get cut, actually. There's Snap, Harvest Pyre, Snap this, Snap that. I mean, I think we're just crypticking, right? So unless the math checks out that taking a lieutenant is relevant. I think it's just cryptic. Might have been better to bolt freebooter first, then mage. Oh, that's fair, Pablo, and use the bolt that I get back from the freebooter theoretically. At least in his mind, that's true. That's true. So meddling mage coming down. We'll just tap all draw. There's anger. Now, unfortunately, this lieutenant lives through this anger, right? So does Auric Champion. So I mean, this isn't by no stretch of the imagination is this like going to be good enough. This anger finally, right? Because, well, okay, hold up. So that gives me a snap block or a shackles grab. But we have to somehow take on these guys. Oh yeah, I mean, we're in trouble. I'm trying to think what I take. I can't actually take the lieutenant with the shackles. I might take champion, because if I try to take noble, he taps the noble. If I take champion, champion can chump the lieutenant, and we draw island. I could take lieutenant. We'll see. We just left in Narset, if you're wondering why she's here, even against humans. We left her in just because of we had a lot of cards we had to take out, and she digs to sweepers, which I mean, she dug to some bolts. She dug to some relevant cards. He probably just swings the team, right? And then I have to. Well, we shackles before he swings the team. We can't take noble because he'll tap the noble. I think we shackles the champion. This is a spicy Karn target. We just brought it in because we had a lot of cards that have to come out against humans, right? We took out the a lot. I bet this is actually part of the actual sideboard plan for the oh, my cam, sorry. Camera. Why are you freezing on me? So I think opponents thinking about contemplating how we're planning on using the shackles. We die if I take the wrong target. Can't take lieutenant. You take noble. That's not good either. Opponent in the tank. I mean, if they've drawn rider, it doesn't matter. Right? If they've drawn mantis rider, it's very simple here. Tap the Aether Vial. Okay. So he gets to take Cryptic here. Oh, you know what? I should have taken the champion in response to this because I would have gained a life. Because like we were planning on taking Auric champion anyway, so I should have taken it in response because we would have been the owner. We would have gained a life. Very relevant here, actually. Put us up to 8. Yeah, that's my bad, chat. We could have gained a life there. So he swings both. The chump. So we have snap. We don't. Oh, we do have snap cryptic because we've drawn this, right? This turns on snap cryptic, which gives me time to shackles the. Actually, I could just shackles lieutenant now. Before he draws, we do it. We just take it, right? And then I'm only dead to exactly Mantis Rider. I guess we could make it so that I'm dead to nothing, right? Although if he... It can't be Thalia to cut us off the Snap Cryptic play. Oh, yeah, you're right. I only have 4 islands. He's a 5/5. Sorry, I was thinking this Sulfur was Steam. Okay, so... Yeah, you're right, Kami. So what do I need to do then? I mean, we can Snap Cryptic all day, but I need to actually eventually... I mean, really what needs to happen is we need to take the Lieutenant. I guess it's Snap Cryptic. I guess that's what I do. I could also kill the Lieutenant with the Harvest Fire. I could just kill it. Snap, Pyre, Shackles. Dahlia the draw. So what about Snap, Pyre the Lieutenant, take the Noble. Actually, take the Freebooter. Then they won't swing. Yeah, Shackles is actually very good in this matchup. I think I like the line I'm taking. I don't want to waste too much time because we do. If we get this game, we get it because of the power of Shackles, and then from there it's a matter of can I navigate a quick and correct last game. I'm gonna get rid of the click and I guess I give up Ballista. Oh yeah, we want it to be exile because of Karn, how Karn works, and then we get rid of Abled. Yeah, so we take Freebooter here. Also, because Hierarch can just tap itself, and then we'll feel stupid. Do we give back the Freebooter? I think I'll just keep it. Sweltering. That kills most everything. Doesn't kill this Noble Hierarch, and I didn't untap the Shackles. So I think we do a draw step Mendelian Click. I'm not dead if it's a Mantis Rider. Although I kind of don't want to play the Click because he's at 19 and we kind of need this to win. Maybe we're just patient and we just next turn Sweltering but we untap Shackles. Champion. Okay, but Champion I can take with the Shackles. And we're gonna get Cryptic back throughout all this, so I think we're gonna be okay. I think this is gonna work. We untap, he gets that back, we draw Spellscape. Okay, so we blow up the world. This is gonna cost me extra. It's gonna cost me 2 extra, actually. Or no, just 1. I don't know why I was thinking that was an extra. Kick it back. Again, we don't want to take Noble. Yeah, clicking there I think technically still dead to Mantis Rider. I think I'm still supposed to... I guess I could take the Noble Hierarch. And then we're not dead to Mantis Rider. Oh, no, we are, because Hierarch would be tapped and Champion. Let's go for best case scenario, which is he doesn't have it. He didn't have it. Okay, I think I keep Champion, because it's going to gain us some life. I think I keep Champion. Drew a Brave that takes him off the Scary Vial, which is a little scary. This card is a bit scary. This could really upset what we're planning. I mean, barring double Mantis Rider, the draw step click still beats double Mantis Rider off the draw. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was weird. That was okay. So I don't hate our choices. Like I don't think a lot of these other cards would have been any better. We want bridge. Yeah, we want bridge and explosives to be tutor targets for Karn. I think Spellskite's such a defined blocker. Let's leave it this sideboard plan. I think that worked out well. I mean, a lot of the reason we got crushed game one had to do with our draw was very. Oh, this is pretty anemic. Our draw was like this, like a lot of lands and counter magic. We're on the draw. We have a scry. Well, let's see if we lose because of my greed. Would our 5 have been that much better? Okay, so we have to peel land here. We could afford to live without maybe land. Okay, we had a double vial draw. All right, well, no Cascade Bluffs in this list, so we can't, because of the Lighthouse, I can't actually get to Anger. Is it better as a tutor? I think it's slightly better as a tutor, Kami. I think it's better. Like, Karn, you usually want 2 tutors. Those are really all that we would get is explosives or bridge. Unfortunately, this is Chumpcaster mode. Another vial. A mismatch. Oh no. Mismatch. Is this just champion, and 2-drop, and I'm just going to throw this Chumpcaster away? Oh no, the Exalted Trigger does it. I don't think I block. I think I'm just putting the snap into play, which I could have done in the end step, but here's another creature. I think I should have mulled the 5 in retrospect. It was tempting to keep the Angers, but that's also pretty easily broken up by the fact that the opponent's on the play. Hope they draw all their nobles and vials. Maybe we have a chance. These are going to be Chumpcasters on the champion. If you're going to draw 3 vials, it's not the worst place to do it early game. Honestly, what were the odds of us drawing 2 red sources? I mean, I'll take a sample hand for you guys. Here you go. I'll give you a 5. So take them all again, take them all again. Now, obviously, this isn't necessarily indicative of what we would have actually gotten because this is pre-sideboarded. But I mean, this is none of these cards got sided out. This is potentially what a 5 could have looked like. Oh, we're very dead. I have to put the other snap in here. Wow, Reflector Mage still in. That's interesting. I wonder what this is in for. I mean, granted, like, he saw a Vendilion click. I don't know what this is in for. Why is this in? Well, Chumpcaster 5 is a lot. Why is this in? Land. All right, give me red-blue source. Thank you. That gives me Vendilion click. This is such a greedy land. That's what I get for just kind of following in somebody else's footsteps, right? I mean, these guys both did very well with the deck. I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying this card can be very, very greedy. And like in a lot of the matchups where you do want this loot effect, they're like Field of Ruin decks anyway, in fairness. We have the shock here so we could possibly set up the anger. Which we need the extra land anyway due to Thalia. Maybe I'm just supposed to click myself. Like, I feel like their draw, it's kind of irrelevant think I actually take away the Narset. I'm going to click myself and try to spike red source as not a red source. Jeez, this clutch Reflector Mage. You'd never think this is in against us. I'm gonna take a bunch. I'm not dead. Close to it. And we die. Oh, say good games though. Like that first game was kind of a mess. We took down blue-white. We stumbled, although in fairness, game one, we didn't really get to see what that matchup could have really been like. The Death Shadow matchup, we didn't really get to see it because I didn't turn my auto yields back on. We, if you're just joining us, we had a very, very grindy game against blue-white control, which we won due to. I mean, like there were other factors involved, but the end of the match was Stony Silence, Karn, Mycosynth Lattice, but we had one fewer card in our library than the opponent, and we proceeded to deck them with very little time left. Shadow, I didn't remember to put. We even talked about it, but I didn't remember to put on my yields, and so I lost the first game. The land, I don't think it ended up being relevant because we looked at our next draw. My hand was just a bunch of lands, like a Cryptic, a Snapcaster, just nothing really enough. And then game 2 we beat them off of Blood Moon. Game 3 we lost. Or no, actually I think we got 0-2, didn't we? No, we got 0-2'd. It seemed like we were going to win game 2, and I threw it away because they drew a basic, and I kind of messed up. All right, let's keep this though. We're on the draw. If we win out, we still prize. Yeah, it's definitely a Vendilion click yourself moment. Yeah, no Chalice in this Karn board, so if we're facing off against Burn, which I don't know why I get the feeling I'm facing off against Burn. Sometimes I can just feel it. Oh, we're playing Phoenix. It's kind of like Burn. It's kind of Burn. Sort of Burn. It's sort of like Burn. Could even be Storm. Probably just Phoenix. Well, you'd think all these cantrips and 23 land is fine. Now I'm not so sure. This is opt. Or it's Thought Scour and they're checking the log to see if I bottomed. Which oh, they hit Phoenix off of that too. I was saying it could be Thought Scour since he was taking a while and he was trying to see what I did with my Serum Visions. Maybe if I had topped some cards, he might have Thought Scoured us and not hit the clutch Phoenix. We figured what's funny is it's quite a heavily played deck at the moment. It's not unreasonable to see Spire Bluff just telling you that it's Phoenix. Oh, my hand's atrocious. Oh boy. Maybe he spends a ton of his hand trying to get Phoenix out, and I just go opt, find land, bolt it. Although they don't have a ton of permission in the main deck, if any, I kind of like waiting to bolt the Phoenix until next combat. Ooh, if we have multiple Phoenixes though. Yep, that's a problem. I think it's pretty safe to scoop it up. They're getting back both Phoenixes. Well, that was fast. Suns comes out, Anger stays in. Moons come out. Dispel Surgical comes in. I feel like this is a matchup where I would never tutor for Crypt because it's just too slow, but I would certainly have it in. Other than that, there's really nothing I want out of the sideboard. We're going to be cutting a couple more cards. It's going to be... it's a lot of Cryptic. The Remands are kind of awkward too, although you might hit like a flashback looting. Don't bring in Needle? What about it? Yeah, Narset's great. Yeah, Narset definitely will stay. Bolt's only so good in the matchup. I mean, it's nice to respect. Like putting Phoenixes back into the yard to surgical or bolt them is relevant. So I don't think that's what I cut. I think I cut a couple cryptic. It's a little heavy in the matchup. Remand has a couple things it can hit when I'm on the play. Mage works against shackles. So maybe that's why he brought that in. Sorry, I missed your comment earlier, Kami. You think that's why he had the reflectors? This actually has lands. The rest of it's not all that great, but actually has land. We've had a couple of games where there's just the mana just hasn't happened. So like I kind of just want to keep it. Kind of just want to keep it. I know it's like triple blue hand, and I have the mountain. We have a couple of lands in the deck that aren't happy with my basic mountain and my. We should peek ourselves, right? You technically can target yourself. Oh, interesting finale. It's spicy. I've seen like a fun of in some of these Phoenix lists. Lightning axe, lightning axe, lightning axe, lightning axe. See if I can get a different land to play. I do. Man, I don't really want to draw actually. I actually want to draw that. Oh, he's got Thought Scour. Maybe he Thought Scours me. I did top. I thought he was gonna Thought Scour us. That's what I would have maybe done. No, I mean it's too relevant that he might hit Phoenix. You know, like Thought Scour feels so good when you're playing the Phoenix deck if you get to pair it with looting, because it literally reads like if there's a Phoenix in the next 3, you basically get the Phoenix. Okay, so Scalding Tarn was the draw, one of his draws. It's nice that they don't get to lean into their Blood Moon since we're also a fellow Blood Moon deck. So maybe that's why there's still things like Lightning Axe in, Thing in the Ice. Okay. I think it's an end step click for us, right? You guys think an end step Vendilion click? Thinking island end step this. Yeah, promise is sweet. It's a spicy one. Like, so this like if they're on no cards left, it lets them with 1 card bring back Phoenix, and I think that's why one of the reasons it's played. So he's going for it. I could have draw stepped taken the Metamorphose because it's the thing that most likely leads to a thing flip. Here's the thing. I could also click them, block with Vendilion click. Next turn, Cryptic Bounce Thing in the Ice. That buys us a reasonable amount of time. Like they kind of play out some of their hand. I mean, the thing is, these are all cantrips, so it's like, are they really playing their hand out? No. It's a cool little deck. Yeah, it's good, Spider. How you doing, my friend? You got any spicy decks? We're playing a leveler deck at the moment. Is that what you would do here, Spider? What I'm about to click block, maybe put it back in their hand. I mean, we get to see some cards. So I don't even know if I really care to take a peek at their hand. right? What would I even take? Like, we know they've got the Vendilion clicks checked, right? There's Bolt and Axe. I mean, if there was like a Pyromancer Ascension over there, I'd be sad I didn't click it away. Like, I kind of want to be more proactive. I kind of want to maybe consider just slamming Karn, actually. Like, if we take Bolt, slam Karn, I'm actually happy with that, although he might just finale the Bolt. That's true. It's very true. Sleight o' hand. Opponent is Storm over here. There's also a mirror that combos with Jace. Boat. I still think we look at his hand, right? I mean, maybe my hand's not great, and we want to. Like, I understand that Jace stayed in. I get that. I get that Jace stayed in. I don't think it's great. He's great here, though. I'm actually gonna click myself. I'll really regret that if. I mean, I don't technically have to block the Awoken. I mean, if I don't, what's the big deal? He's at 17. We know he has Lightning Axe, though. But he'd have to go down a card to take out the click. Maybe I just take the 7. Is that crazy? Maybe I just take it. Because like this line, maybe I draw. Actually, I already have my land drop for the turn, so maybe it's irrelevant. We did draw land, though. Dash in for 3. I mean, maybe the chump was still better. That's the original line we talked about, and I kind of changed my mind. Like a safe line, like let's say they don't do much other than just play Thing in the Ice, right? I might still just sit back on these flash creatures because they give me a lot of options. Can try to get value out of Snap, or I can Snap Chump. Probably have to Snap Chump at this point since we're at 9. I think you can only really afford one Thing in the Ice flipped attack in this matchup when they leave all the bolts in. Speaking of which, that's gone. This got played. I think this Thought Scour got played too. Oh, that might have been the Seaments right there. Yeah, there's the Ascension I was worried about. I can cut him on the Ascension with a Karn. With Karn Tormods. If I left it in the board, which I didn't. Explosives also works effectively here. I mean, I'm terrified to even give them one turn with the Ascension, though. Yeah, we brought in Tormods because usually it's not a wonderful Karn target, because usually we would have had to have drawn it naturally for it to be impactful. And the funny thing is actually would have been better as a tutor target here. Just because we could have taken him off Ascension. So we may be facing a very scary Ascension. Maybe dead, chat. Might be dead. Combination of flipping Thing and bolting my face kills us. Us not clicking the opponent, like us, the cards that we drew off of the click, like putting our Jace at the bottom, didn't really change uh, our sequence. And so if I could have taken them off of this with the click trigger, that may have been the correct play after all, chat. I just felt like our hand was pretty anemic, and it still is, which was the reasoning behind Vendilion clicking ourselves and putting Wielder of Mysteries at the bottom. This feels so much better if we like perhaps stabilize, you know, um, which we haven't. We have not done that yet. I still really enjoyed this league. I think we could have done better against Death Shadow. I don't know about the humans matchup. That seems tough. I feel like you need to run a little bit more 1-mana burn to win that matchup. I think a Fork Bolt even might be fine. I mean, just like another, or like Magma Spray could be fine at the moment. There's plenty of decks that it hits something relevant being played. Plenty of Dredge, plenty of Phoenix. So maybe like a meme deck. Magma Spray hits plenty of the humans. Hits everything except for, okay, so here's the finale. This is cool. So Thought Scours, that gives it Ascension target. Maybe he should have finale'd the Metamorphose, though. I don't know what his other card is, though. Maybe he's planning to just Lightning Axe this. I don't know. It's probably irrelevant that he didn't do it for X's too, right? But that's sweet. I think it's always cool to see cards like this end up actually seeing play. This is a juicy fun of. I think it really is just a 1 or maybe 2 of, right? I mean, you don't play too much of it. It's like a little mini Past in Flames, right? Get just a couple spells, right? Slightly more efficient at turning this on than a Snapcaster Mage would be by like 1 mana. Oh, am I just dead? Yeah, I died. Well done, opponent. So if we'd clicked the opponent, we could have maybe taken this, or heck, maybe I was supposed to take the finale. Our next draw was... Moto's not going to tell us. Okay. We'll play one more, just because I think the deck is cool and you guys deserve to see a little bit more of it. Even though we can't prize, I'll let my opponent know what our record is, and that we intend to scoop, and we're just there to jam another game. Do we have any subs that I missed tonight? I don't think so. I was hoping to open some chests because I almost have enough points to play another league just off of sheer play points. We're at 66 play points. I've gotten into quite a few chesties because we had a really good run with, what was it? There's some jank last week we played that I didn't expect to win with at all. It wasn't the Karn deck. What was it? We had a really solid... I think it was either 5-0 or 4-1 was something I did not expect to win with. Spirits. It was the Spirits list. Oh, thanks for that, Tribbles. Did you get your opened chest? Did we have a chest to open for you, Tribbles, when you subbed to Tyler? I still feel like you subbed to Tyler. I mean, I know you have like technically my emotes, but I feel like you're a Tyler sub. I promise you I won't treat you like a second-class citizen. Like, Tyler's a very near and dear friend of mine. Well, if he's susceptible to Blood Moon, oh, good luck and have fun. Also, well, he's not susceptible to Blood Moon, probably. I can't prize anymore, but I wanted more testing. I think we may have Tribbles. I'm not sure. Too bad that the Blood Moon is not relevant. Is that really why I kept that opener, though? I mean, like, Karn Snapcat, it wasn't an awful opener. It was just an opener that's kind of hoping that it's going to be a grind. Oh, Phoenix again? Oh, Storm. Oh, this is a very not Blood Moon matchup. Opponent did not respond to my mention of wanting to... We probably did. What do I have for this matchup? I don't think I have anything. I have like Dispel, Surgical. Oh, Marin with the raid at 12. Thank you, Marin. I appreciate you, Marin. Wow. A rate of 12 from Marin Moon. Thank you so much. We got some octopuses up in here, some squids, some Karns. We are playing some Karn. We're playing a hybridized Karn Leveler deck. Just interesting. It started off with like our start was good, and then I just started like the mana didn't come together. I made a couple kind of oops moments. Am I just dead? I'm just very dead. Wow, is he not going off here? Do I have a shot to actually do something? Can cut him a little bit on blue if I play the Blood Moon. Cut myself a little bit on blue, don't I? If I do it because I've got double steam it. We have island, island, island. It's not gonna matter. They're a Manamorphose deck. He's playing around the counters. We're very dead. We died, but I guess I'm supposed to slim him a little bit on. I mean, we're also just playing for testing at this point. We're just playing for funsies. We're not actually. You guys unfortunately hit us at the end of the league. Our league started off pretty competitive. I actually had never played a leveler deck up until this point. Now we can say I did it. Consensus, I think we would have been better off being all in on Karn or all in on the leveler plan. And I still think the Karn plan's better. But I do think this is cool, like a cool little concept, using Karn to piece together the leveler Jace instead of, oh, well maybe it was a misplay to play this out because we have a moment here. I can Karn up the Graveyard Hate spell. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Let's go get Crypt. Play it. Yeah, Karn is pretty sick. We played Jace Leveler, but we did blue-black, and then we went 5-2. Thoughtseize is pretty good. Inquisition, Thoughtseize. Fatal Push. Karn, no. Okay. I'll accept that. Next turn, it's just play Island and say go, right? Hope to hit a Gifts. If he has Gifts, you just do it here, right? I mean, still draw 2. Past in Flames for these. Okay. I mean, is his hand so bad that I'm supposed to cut him on a couple of opt? This feels wrong to Tormod's there. It's not even that it's bait, it's just a value pass in flames is what they're doing. That's all. It's like it's not very expensive when you have 2 reducers. But maybe we get to counter this on the flip side. Exactly, Maddie, like we have to. This crypt is too precious game 1. Karn being able to go grab that for us is sweet. Still could be very dead, but at least 4th island lets me snap Cryptic next turn. Ooh, mismatch. These are pretty. Ritual. Okay. Just another mini Pass in Flames. No. I mean, we don't even know if the okay. There's no blue mana anymore unless he has Morphos. I was gonna say there's no guarantee that this isn't just gonna get remanded. I appreciate the energy, Puddin' Stars. I need it. Is it the cheapest deck? It's a reasonable grape shot, actually. Is it the cheapest deck? Chung? $50, huh? I don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about like food versus Magic cards. I think a lot of us make questionable decisions when it comes to cardboard. I feel like I just hang tight, right? Because like Snap Cryptic is what we're probably doing next turn. I mean, Cryptic, Snap Cryptic. Oh, okay, we're just dead. Fair enough. They just had double grape shot. Okay. But the Blood Moon was like a dead card. The Jace, not really set up for this matchup either. So I like respecting, obviously the Blood Moon's come out. I like respecting the, I think Jace is just too tough to justify because I feel like I like checking their, I like to check their Empty the Warrens plan. I want these, so we want room for the Dispels and the Surgical. The matchup gets a lot better post-board, thankfully. Do we want to just put Crypt in for the same reason we did against our last opponent, just for the same reason that can't really tutor it out, or do we just like having something cheap to get with Karn? It's a good question. So what are our tutor targets in this matchup? Damping Sphere is very good choice. That's about it. Bridge can sometimes save you. Well, more likely we would just explosives and empty. It's like there's explosives for empty. Probably bridge is not a thing. If we're not gonna play Jaces, then level it. Now, I think we actually have room for Jace again because I don't really none of these things are really something I want. I mean, like maybe I put in the Spellskite. These you want to be able to tutor for, but maybe I put in the Spellskite in the Crypt. A Braid for killing bears. I could get behind that maybe. Maybe we play one Jace, just because none of these other cards really seem all that exciting. I just feel like it's hard to justify tapping out for Jace. At least Karn can grab Crypt if we leave that in the Wish board, Karn board. I mean, these are the four that we probably go search up against them. I might even just want to put Spellskite in. It's not even all that great against Storm. Maybe I will just run a Jace. All right. I don't know. Tonight we haven't like run out of steam. We've just got run over. Like we haven't like run out of cards really in any of the matchups I could think of tonight. So Suns, we don't want to be dead to Empty the Warrens. We will keep it. I don't know if I want to though. We can decide. We can fetch it away with this Misty. Like Cryptic also buys me time, and Karn is an answer to Empty as well. So actually, I'm gonna fetch it away. I'm gonna fetch it away. I fetched it away. It's gone. I'm not so sure I'm happy though. Third land, please. Lands, please. Lands, please. Play Pyromancer Ascension. Brawl. I kill it. Dies. Oh, that's weird. Oh no, it's so good in the matchup, and we didn't chat. We didn't get the third land. We didn't do it. Oh, Bolt. Go away. Land. Oh, thank goodness. She's really good in the matchup. She might get bolted. Is this like a matchup where you don't plus her just so she doesn't get bolted? I feel like I want cards. She could also just get grape shotted. I mean, at 3 loyalty. Bolt. Pieces. It's pretty good. Ritual. Wipe away pieces. Let's see what they take. They take wipe away pieces. And pieces gets around Narset. So it is extra clutch. I'm going to take this peek. In fact, I may be peeking the opponent. Because we have cards. We have other cards to play. I don't think I draw step click. I would maybe end step Vendilion click. To which, I mean, they might even wipe away the Narset. I don't know. It's the island you didn't see. I'll click them. What do you got? How's that hand come along? Passed a bunch of stuff. Can take the wipe away, then we can keep her in play. That's their hand. Oh, no land though. Hopefully we get to peek end step. They don't do anything. We just get to draw that sweet, sweet land. This is a little scary. I kind of get to go off. Maybe I should peek first to see if I should actually remand that. I could have done that too. Because now they might just try to... Okay. No land drop. Whew. Okay. We peek. I'm just curious what the new card was. Actually, no, we still know their hand because they drew land goblin. That is not new information. And cryptic. Kind of needed like Snapcaster or it kind of needed an out. We have our red spells in, so I'm actually going to shock here. Serum. There is the bolt for the man, but too late. Ooh. I mean, we have Dispel. We could hit like a Morphos or something. I can click the pieces, but I might just have to take this Pass in Flames. I think opponent could go off. Not just could, definitely can go off next turn. I hate to do this. Actually, I can wait till the draw step, technically. Well, remand. Yeah. Well, maybe we can do it in his upkeep. It doesn't really... We know what their hand is here. It's just, I guess I will play around 1 mana remand. Sucks to play the second click when you have the first one out. But let's go take their Pass in Flames. He also can't attack down Narset because the click is up. So I think there's a couple different reasons why I like this line, even though our draw's been a little awkward. Can you pick my brain? Absolutely, Shanks. What's your question? So you're trying to decide between Titan, but I have more experience on burn. I'm qualified, but it feels bad. Burn's plenty fine at the moment. Plenty of decks you can just get. Plenty of decks don't like Eidolon at the moment, for example. That's what we should brew. We should brew like another deck that could possibly use Eidolon. I mean, I've seen Fluffy play Prison with Eidolons as technology. Okay, so he's going to bounce the click, kill the Narset. We bolt the Electroman. This is what they hit off of the... They drew the Echoing Truth. Pieces found... oh, am I just dead? Ritual. Morphos. Sorry, they played Desperate. Ritual. Oh yeah, I think we're just dead, chat. I'll go to an F6. We're just playing for fun anyway. Not that like something like a surgical would even matter here, right? Like what would I even take? Morphos. Morphos arguably like the best card in both Storm and Phoenix, right? I don't know what to tell you, Shanks. I mean, it depends on your personality. Me, I like to always bring the spice, and I'm not necessarily too worried about how the tournament goes. For me, if you're just like, I want to get my buy-in back, play what you're best with, and don't really belabor that. So we're dead, but we'll let the opponent practice them going on. It's always fun to watch. They're at 15 almost storm count. They just need to find. Oh, he's playing the Peer Through Depths build. I like this build. I like this card's so good when it comes to Electromancer and Brawl. It's 1 blue. Look at the top 5. Take an instant or sorcery. We died. Good games. So we found a matchup that's not so good. Karn could have something like a Chalice to tutor for. It would maybe make that matchup a little bit better. I mean, there's of course Damping Sphere, but it's like that's a 6-mana play, right? To Karn and get this out. So like every time against Storm, it seemed like we were just able to do this. Now, does that mean we throw the deck away and start over? Absolutely. Because there was another deck I wanted to show you guys. I don't have enough tickets to play it tonight for you, but I wanted to show it to you. There was somebody brewing around the land destruction thing that we were doing the other day. But I'll screenshot this version for you. Play around with it. This is a cool little deck. If you don't already own the shell for a Blue Moon, then don't bother. This would be very expensive to build. Who's the poor guy that you beat? I beat a blue-white control player. I don't feel bad about that at all. Let's see. Evan would mourn his death. What was the other? Like, we had some close games, though, other than that. Like, I don't want to just chalk it up to, yeah, this was like the blue-white player we played earlier. He had, like, Oath of Teferi in that list, too. All sorts of really interesting card choices. This is the Stony Silence that actually killed him on almost beat us, right? So he stonied, and we ended up Karning into Micus Inflatus, and then we decked him, which was very lucky and close. But this was his list, more or less. See almost every card here. This was game 2, though, so I don't know what his game 1 configuration was. This was us surgicaling him off of all his Field of Ruins. His hand at this point was actually a 7, and we surgical 2 Flooded Strand out of his hand, which is crazy. Proceeded to win this game, and then the 3rd game we won to decking. I'll take a 1-4 all day if I get to beat blue-white. Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. I would not think that this Blood Moon deck could beat blue-white, but we did. So let's see. I want to show you this deck. I am going to be borrowing this list, and I have no problem showing it because it's not an original idea from me. We did try to do something with Kieran, Celestial Kieran, a while ago. It wasn't a great shell that I chose and tried to brew it in, so this is actually maybe a much sweeter brew. This was a 5-0 not too long ago on the 28th. That's relatively recent. This is a spicy can of beans. Night of the Reliquary deck, sign me up. Is there a Bajuka? Yes, there is. Ooh, and a Blast Zone. This is glorious. I would honestly maybe play this card for card almost the same, give or take. Maybe like I'll play like what fetches I have instead, just to see how it functions. Man, wow! And it's got the Kieran Conjurant. Kaboom. That's sweet. This is sweet. I would play this in a heartbeat. Let's do it. I don't tend to just like download a list. You guys know me. That's not usually my style. But this is like a beautiful handcrafted deck right here. I mean, this is just trying to, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Trying to get ahead on the board and then you just nuke the lands. I love it. Did they intend to print Armageddon into Modern? No, they did not intend for this to happen. It's cool because it like cleans up Mox opals and stuff. Just kind of sweet. But yeah, this is a cool little deck. It's in the chat for you. Maybe we'll play this hot garbage. I don't mean that it's bad. I shouldn't say hot garbage. It is very hot. Hot juju deck. There it is. I think this is going to be fun. I don't think we're going to finish it tonight. I might not even take it into any like just because I don't have. I mean, we could play like singles. We could do some single queue. So I got some play points to burn. Look at this masterpiece. You see this? You see this deck, chat? This is a masterpiece right here. So these go together, and then the rest of the deck is just down here, just chilling. This is up here. I like Vivian a lot. I think Vivian is actually very good. I think Vivian is actually quite good. Ghost Quarter. Okay. Let's play different forests. Maybe different breeding pool. These are mismatched, aren't they? Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Oh, sorry, microphone. Well, I appreciate you guys sticking around while I switch into some wonderful jank. The leveler deck was cool. We didn't actually get to level anybody, which makes me suspicious that I think if that's really what you want to be doing and trying to pull off, I think you need to commit to it fully. What did I just cut? I just cut 2 planes. Needs more Ugin. Actually, the others were foils and foily basics. So I need some Misties. I need, well, not necessarily. Oh no, well, don't these fetch for the? Oh, we're a 4-stack, so yes, we want 3. Let me just open another copy. So I need quite a few cards for this, but it's not going to break the bank. This is hot. This is. These are mismatched. This is going to be sweet. Just making sure there's no other mismatches going on in here. Oh, I have a pretty negate we can play. Negate. One horror story at a time. Don't you know it? This Life from the Loam is glorious. Just like whoever built this, I commend them. Oh, let's get the right paths. Let's be on the right path, chat. I remember when I actually owned those in paper. The okay, I'm gonna set this down because I keep making too much noise with it. I actually had the and again, hats off to we had a viewer donate Noble Hierarchs, and that was very not that I don't take my hat off for people that don't donate. That's not the point. I'm just saying it's very helpful. Lets me get into multiple decks very easily in a stream. Because I don't think I even have to give back the Karn deck. I think I can actually just get into this, maybe. So let's delete everything I already have. So new copy. Because we were fixing arts with that copy. New copy. So here I'm just going to be getting rid of the cards I already possess, and then that allows us to take this copy, export it. Actually, there's mismatched coursers. Just trying to see which courser I have. No, it's not. It's not mismatched. So, ooh, but these have watermark. These can't be worth anything, right? I'm kind of a sucker for watermarks. So, oh, these are mismatched knights, though. Why don't I just randomly have a Modern Masters knight? Just because of my old wallpaper, shouldn't we have really pretty Knight of the Reliquary? There's like all sorts of like jank I like to do with Knight, by the way. I actually don't mind the Knights and Dragons edition. I feel like this might like hurt people who like come into the stream later. They're like, wait, what is that? Oh yeah, it's Knight. Like I sometimes like to run like a clutch. Oh, what is it? It's really greedy for me to do, but I kind of like to do it. I'll sometimes run a greedy. I'll think of it, chat. Don't worry. I kind of like to run Sajiri Step, and honestly, with the meta the way it is, I almost would just main deck the Bajuka. I kind of almost just like going greedy and just trying to make the like I would add a land or two certainly. Like I wouldn't be taking cards away to add to the night targets. I kind of like having them all in the main deck, and then maybe I give up like a deputy or something I don't care so much about on the main deck. I don't know if I care about this that much. Actually, I like these when we know it's a grind. I'm going to move Tireless to the board. And then we get another sideboard card. And then we have this technology. It's just a matter of, I think I cut, well, you already did cut a land, right? I cut the off-color fetch. So now we have all the tools. And like, if this deck actually does want Loam, I feel like it should be playing Excavator. Like, couldn't this just be an Excavator deck? Just a thought. I'm not saying that's actually true. I feel like Excavator plays nicely with the Kieran Explosion plan, too. Just little changes, little changes. I know I said I wasn't going to change it very much, but here I am changing it. Yours is pretty good right now. How many land is that? That's 23 with 7 dorks. That's a lot. Tap land. Colorless land, colorless land, colorless land, colorless land. Oh boy. 2 planes with all these. Green source count. Green source is 15. Okay, it's actually not as bad as I thought with all this greed. I mean, these got added. It's not like I took lands away for these two. For both of them anyway. Well, maybe it'll work. One way to find out, right, chat? This deck obviously doesn't have very many 2-drops because you're trying to accelerate into the 3s a lot of the time. Let's see. I think I just want to move one of these to the sideboard. Maybe like Excavator still gets played after board with like to supplement the loam. It's just I just didn't want both. Maybe that's still a sideboard kind of thing. Okay. So we'll get the cards, play the deck. I need to. No, I just screwed up the coursers, didn't I? Alright, so we'll get these cards and we'll play some jank. Like, most of the deck looks solid, right? And then we have, like, this jank added in. I almost wish we had a way to, like, manipulate into this instead. Like, a way to search for it. But you have to cast it. It has to come from the hand. It's not really a blue-blue deck from the looks of things, so it, like, wouldn't be... I don't think we'd be piecing it together with... Talaria West, although that's a way you could find this. That's how we were doing it before. We were playing like a that deck actually did decent. It was Restore Balance, As Foretold, Kieran combo. That was actually pretty sweet. Oh, I messed up the knights too. Okay, I think other than that, it's gonna be peachy. All right, so what I do here is I just cut what we already have. It's nice we already have a lot of the mana base. And then I'll calculate this and see if I need to get us anything else. I have that. Just need these. Need all of this. Need like the whole rest of the deck, right? Don't need that, don't need this. Need everything else. Okay. So let's export. So go over here, export. There's neat little things that Moto does for us, okay? This is to get. Really should do that more often too when I make like 1,000,000 copies of the deck. Then I head over here to Card Hoarder. It's easy. Actually, let's do deck editor. It's easy. Clear this out. By the way, this stream is indeed sponsored by these guys, and I appreciate them. Deck to get open load. It's close. Foil cards. What are the foils? Oh, that's weird. We have just enough to get this. Sweet. That's everything, right? Yeah. Cool. And it should be right because we loaded it in the motor. Just double checking some cards. Looks good to me. Add a card. Go to checkout. Loan account. Place. And they're really fast now. I mean, like everything's automated for them now. Which didn't, I mean, I remember back in the day when that wasn't the case. It should take just a hot second. So for those of you that are just joining us, what the Wombo is Kieran says, whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, destroy all permanents with that spell's mana cost. Now, that is awkward with the spell Quellers. So that was something I was a little concerned about with this particular deck build. Just because a deck is a 5/0 doesn't mean they've thought of everything, right? That's the only other spirit in the deck. Kieran's can be played and blow up other 4-drops as well. But anyway, so what's neat about this is the Conjurant lets you blow up a lot of different sized permanents. And I think that's something that came up, and we didn't really think about the fact that you really only want to see maybe 2 Kieran, I'll admit. But since you have to see it and we're not playing like cantrips or anything, the place that makes sense to me. And then the Conjurant is cool because yes, you set it to 0, it'll blow up, it'll destroy all lands, right? If you set it to 1, we destroy all 1s. If you set it to 2, you destroy all 3s. So like you actually have a lot more play around the Conjurant. We have a lot of different numbers you can set this to remove relevant permanents. And of course the second Kieran removes a 4, but like you can remove 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, and above. Like you can, as long as we can pay for it, we can blow up even really big stuff, which is actually really neat. I didn't think about it until I played it myself. Albeit it was a I'm just looking at our order. It's coming. Just really interesting deck because you wouldn't think that drawing multiple Conjurants is good, but like sure you blow up somebody, like you blow up all their lands. Oh, it's here. You blow up all their lands. They might still have lands in their hand. They can certainly still top deck lands, right? So the cool thing about when you draw multiple Conjurants is you blow up all their lands, and then they play a couple lands, and you draw another Conjurant, you blow up those lands. And at that point, they're so far behind, hopefully. And this also could be like an Aether Vial deck. That's like another way I could see this thing going, but I respect the Mana Dork build. Eldamari's Call could be good. Yeah, like Call could piece together Kieran Conjurant. That's true. Maybe this person built this with that in mind, because this was a relatively recent victory. Slothmaster. Oh yeah, this could definitely be. You could easily piece this together with Eldamari's Call. I think Call is going to be really interesting. I think Call will be interesting. All right, let's jam. I appreciate you guys being so patient. I know it's no fun for me to switch decks in the middle of a stream, but thank you for being patient, guys. And let's do the cues. Let's actually put some money up for this wonderful jank. Let's do it. Let's do it, as my buddy Jay would say, do it to it. Name that TV show. It'll help me not feel so old if you can do that for me, chat. If somebody could, well, actually maybe it will make me feel old. Actually, I take it back. Don't tell me what that's from. You don't know what show that is. Nope, I am old. Well, thanks, Tribble. How evil of you. I am old. Oh. So it's a cool little deck. We'll see if it does the thing that we're hoping that it does. I have no idea if it will. And that's okay. Like this is the kind of deck where it's just kind of fun to like end the stream on. I was gonna play a little bit of Arena for you guys, but yeah. I was just trying to do my quests. Like I've been doing. You'll think this is so lame, but my older brother is pretty into Hearthstone, so I've been like trying to reconnect with him, playing some games and stuff. And he tried to get me playing the new expansion. I did. It is kind of my. It's like a good like lunch break game. So I play. I've been doing the dungeon runs. I like the tavern brawl. I like um, I like the draft format. Okay. Ooh, Hearthstone. Like I don't like ranked and like the actual like constructed of Hearthstone. I like goofing off in like I like Magic constructed a lot, but I don't necessarily always like all like the goofy formats. Like we played a little bit of Mormir. I feel like that's a good drinking game. Like I think like I like Cube, and like you could technically argue that Cube is like also like a mini game variant of Magic, but I feel like that Cube is like much more serious kind of like goofing off. So like your pure like clearly we're just gonna drink and just goof off formats like Mormir. I'm not as into. Yeah, I like the tavern brawl and the like. That's about it. Like I like the dungeon runs a lot because you get to change the deck as you go through the levels, and that's kind of fun. And that like I like Hearthstone when there's not actually another opponent. Actually, I think is what I've discovered. Like I think the reason I'm playing, if I play at all, I'm playing that format just in the last week or so. Ooh, we keep this right. It's got half the combo, and it's got mana dorks. Like I like the freedom of not having to be a slave to my phone. So like I've been trying to play games where you can put it down and like, get back to your life. So I've been playing. I've been playing. There's like a ooh dredge. So there's like a Slay the Spire kind of take on. This is a problem match actually, isn't it? Well, we have mean deck Bajuka Bog. Yeah, like outside of Magic, I kind of like having the freedom. The exception being I have been playing a little bit of Risk of Rain too, but um, they're hoping to hit a dredger there. They have another shot to do so here, which they don't. Could Lava Axe my Hierarch and pitch a dredger? They didn't have it. Maybe they have Cathartic in their hand, I imagine. It's very possible. No, it's a loam. Okay. We got a lot of time then. Knight is absolutely what we play. Because Knight represents the Bajuka Bog. Hello. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. All right. Win the game for us, please. And we thought the Bajuka Bog was a sideboard card. No, no, no. No, 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 no. It's a main deck card. Seriously. Oh, no, 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 no. Stop. Stop it. No, you got the. Ah, no. No. We did the thing too quick. Okay, well, now I'm looking at the sideboard. Well, settle the wreckages. Negate. Negate we can use for conflag. Why'd you have to play such a good deck opponent? It's just the cues. It's just the cues, man. Why'd you have to play Dredge? Why'd you have to bring such a good deck? I mean, I absolutely still Bajuka the looting's away, right? We also don't want him to like Ghost Quarter us to Kingdom Come. We don't have a basic. Ooh, okay. Okay. Well, we wait. We don't have to immediately do it. Let's redevelop. Boo Dredge. What? So what? When do we do it? When do we Bajuka? When do we do it? I guess we crack the breeding pool, right? Yeah. We're more of a white-green deck anyway. So blue's just a splash here. Yeah, when do we get the bog? I guess we get it. I mean, I'm not completely giving up hope. Okay, like Knight can contest Amalgam in a hot second here. Actually, maybe he was going to flashback looting, and this is a bad play for me. Waiting. I mean, I'm hoping to gobble up some more blood gas or amalgams with the knight. Oh, am I just going to let him conflag my board, actually? Maybe that's what's happening here, and I should have just gotten rid of it. Yeah, no, I'm throwing this away, chat, aren't I? Oh, we didn't put the Sajiri step in. That was what I was looking for. I didn't even put it in. Not that it's relevant in this matchup or anything, but I just happen to like that card a lot. I might even like it more than like the Ghost Quarter or whatever. Well, I feel like if we're going to be doing this kind of stuff, like, do we really want Field? I just happen to like this card. Yeah, I'm just throwing it away. I had the opportunity to get rid of that, and I think we may not have won, but it would have given us a better chance. This comes in. This comes in. Loam is interesting. Loam lets me reuse the Bajuka Bog, right? It's any land? No, it's not any land. What's no good? Deputy Exile. Spellcaller is kind of on the weak side in this matchup. Not that they're irrelevant, they're just weak. Negate counters. There's like a lot of other ways I'd rather fight over that card. Maybe Vivian goes down. This is Exile, so we want it. This looks good. Let's run it back. I'm also, it's kind of like, it's getting a bit late for me, chat, so it's not that I'm like, technically Disdainful does counter Conflag on a lot of spots, but anyway, we'll keep this. This is kind of like a bonus match for you guys, because I thought this deck was cool. Not necessarily trying to, I think I boarded okay. Not really anything in that sideboard that jumps out at me. Oh, okay. Probably still play Noble, except the fact that I didn't draw a different spell. I think I just play Voice. Shriekhorn. Don't have to do it yet. Oh. You don't have to do it yet. Trophy. Trophy's sweet. Hits Leyline, hits everything that would hate on your deck. Yeah, it just hits everything, right? Hits Ooze, Calidus. This card's stupid. This card's really good. Card's good. Card is really good. It is good. Oh, okay, there's half our Wombo. Card is good. Card is indeed good. So we get to swing for an extra damage here. There's a lot of amalgams that I'm not ready to Bajuka. There's 3 of them. No surgical. No nothing. So we probably go basic. Cycle the canopy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, my camera's doing that thing. Let me fix it. I really appreciate that host, by the way. That was very generous. Seriously. Like the Marin Moon community, thank you for that. And yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure off the top of my head what Marin likes to play, although they mentioned that they were playing like an actual leveler deck when we were just kind of pretending. Yeah, they were. Marin said playing it blue-black, which seems sweet. Okay, they actually didn't get there. So we'll cycle the canopy. We find Knight. Good night. It's a big Knight, too. She's a 4/4. That's really where you want to start with knight. Couple of fetches, and all of a sudden it's a 4/4. I think it's too late again though, right? Because opponent's gonna bring back these amalgams here. So now it's looking more like we have to top deck one of our sideboard cards. Or, you know what, we could hit, oh, that's not what we drew though. Voices on blocking duty. I was saying we could potentially hit one of our sideboard sweeps, right? We could have hit potentially settle the wreckage, right? They're also like the deputy buys us a lot of time because it would hit all of the yeah, this guy would hit all the amalgams here. Not giving up hope just yet, Jet. Looks pretty bad for us though. Not giving up hope just yet. We got a block here that's reasonable. We do this block too. Takes 6. Voice token, big token. Big token. I could have pathed there though. I should have, right? Because now I just bring back the ghasts. I should have pathed. Well, like, what am I waiting for on this path, right? It's going to be an amalgam that we path. I don't know why I waited there, chat. It's weird of me. And I draw another one. Of course I do. Can play this as big enough to block an amalgam. Which, again, maybe it's just better that I... And now I'm really regretting not playing my path. We kind of want to be able to block with knight and potentially get Bajuka, but we gotta time it just right. There's thug. Like our board's starting to get superior. We just puts them up to 6 cards in hand. There's a fetch. These are already targeted. We can take out just a thug with this Bajuka. We hit only one dredger. They might just have the they might just have it in hand. That's what I'm thinking. Blast on my Hurricane Bird. So this looks like not cathartic. This looks like that they just have the conflag in hand. Actually, is what this looks like to me. It's like I don't want to just take 4 free damage. Maybe they didn't have it. Okay. Interesting. I've already used the canopy. This isn't in yet. Blossom is a choice. Could just go get a fetch, just to grow knight. They're 12. Can actually just kill them here, can't I? We path. I know it brings back the gas, but they can't block. Path. Oh, he doesn't want to get them back yet. Okay. Path, swing, force a block. Does he kill us on the crackback? I'm just growing knight. Although I guess he's just gonna chump with the amalgam, right? That's what's happening. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. It's like spots like this where it's nice to have Sajiri. Well, the knight would be tapped though. I mean, it's very tempting to just nuke his graveyard here instead of getting in with knight. But like this forces a block. But like, is the amalgam chump relevant? No, because he just gets it back. I guess maybe that was a mistake on my part because like I guess I can really only justify the elemental attack because like this still probably needs to bog him. Since we're at 11, he might even end step bring the blood gaskets back. We have a forest that's just kind of chilling in my hand. Opponent might be tempted to blow up my birds, my dorks. I think they don't. Very disciplined with that bless them. Actually, they don't have enough mana to do it. It's 3 plus tapping the zone. Huh. Okay, maybe this deck has more teeth than I gave it credit for. Maybe it's better than I gave it cred. So like the strokes are interesting because stroke can it can counter conflag. I mean, I feel like conflag is just such a problem for us. So does negate. Negate also hits other things. Like negate would stop trophy on night. So that's why I kind of like this more than disdainful. I mean, is this combo even like worth it? Because unless we get it out quick, they still have their lands. These are mismatched, aren't they? I'm sad about that. I think I have the other Courser, though we can fix it after this game. And I kind of want to add a Sajiri to the mana base, just to have all the tools for night. As greedy as that is, I kind of like having all the tools for night. I think we run it back, though. This hits more than this. This just hits Conflag. This hits Conflag and some other stuff. I think I run it like this. Although Vivian is only so good. It's just not really a grind. This is more like we're just trying to stop them from doing the thing. I think I actually just run the counter spells. I can't let a single Conflag resolve, I think. So we're just so dependent on a lot of the creatures that would kill. There's kind of a bad hand here. This isn't going to lead to any exiling, except well, I mean like deputy, but I think I mulligan this. It's at least this just naturally has bog. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think I topped this bird. It's like we have a redraw here. Depending on how quickly they come out of the gates, we'll see what we do. So I have a dredger. We get a ghast out of this. It's tempting to just go ahead and fire it off. I think that's wrong. I think we're fine if he gets a ghast. And I think I don't want to slow myself down on this bird just to exile one dredger. I mean, yes, it's enough for them to get started, right? It's a dredge 3. I still think I go birds first. Like, think about it this way. Like, we know knight's not going to result in bog. It's already here. But, okay, well, he's going to get an amalgam. He was going to get the amalgam even if I had bogged, though, right? Oh, no, it was the dredger that enabled that. So maybe I should have. Maybe I don't get cute and try to hit more with this. Maybe you just... Because, like, now, like, what am I getting if I bog? I get a flashback looting. He gets the dark... Oh, yeah, he also would get the Dark Blast the bird. It's obvious that he'd make that play, right, chat? That's my bad. Conjurant. I think that was kind of a... That was silly of me. Like, and now it's like he's still just hoping to dredge this. Yeah. Did not work the way we wanted. I guess like now maybe I'm just supposed to path the amalgam. It's tough when dredge is on the play, man. You never know. It's tough to say when I'm supposed to like. It's sorcery speed too, right? Knight giving us that instant speed is so. It's so very relevant. Now there's imp, and now this is like a yep. Opponent seems to not be on the Helix build, which I can respect that. I think we have to bog this next turn. Means Knight's coming down a turn later. But I think like we're hitting a conflag here, we're getting an amalgam. 2, 3 dredgers. I think I can't ask for much more with this bog. Now I could crack this canopy and we still have Knight. Honestly, not playing it is incorrect though. Yeah, maybe they missed the memo, Starbursts. I don't know. Dark Blast their own Narcomoeba to put... I'm with you. I'm with the opponent to dredge. Okay. I'm with you, opponent. It's kind of doing what you wanted. Also, this puts a land in the yard for Knight, and then I can play Misty to get Knight out. We take a little bit of damage to do that because it's not a white fetch, but it results in a beefier Knight. Still might lose it to Lightning Axe, but at least it's beefier to deal with the amalgam that's coming back. I think I will sacrifice this. Voice. Okay. Ooh, settle. Hello. Let's see, Knight. Well, Knight is 4/4 here. We know about the Dark Blast. Yeah, we know about the Dark Blast. And we're going to shock on this anyway for the settle. That's totally going to give it away, though, if I sequence it this way. I'm actually kind of regretting it, doing it this way, in retrospect. Yeah, in retrospect, I kind of regret, because it's going to give away this. I mean, like, maybe not. Maybe he thinks it's collect the company, right? But, yeah, there's trophy. Oh, okay. Well, that solved that problem. Now we're not going to telegraph. There's your second white source. I'm going to go pretty low here, though. Down to 4. There's the Kieran combo. Finally, we've pieced that together. Playing play sets of both, and this is the first time in this match where we pieced it together. So hopefully he doesn't rebuild immediately from this, but here's the thing, like, if we do this play, okay, he just wants to get a dredger in the yard. If we do this play, play Kieran off of Conjuring on 0, he's going to have a Narcomoeba, but I'll have a 3/3. I don't know, the thing about I feel like this combo just really isn't all that great against Dredge, is the thing. You will regret not playing around that. I mean, who plays this in Modern, really? Like blue-white, maybe? Yeah, that's very true, Starburst. Like, we, for example, haven't done, like, our thing once. I think we still do this, though, right? Like, there's still a couple things that they can get going. Like, their deck can still do things, though, is the problem. But I feel like I'm still supposed to do it. I think I still do it, right? I think we still blow up the lands. I don't know, what are they going to do next turn? Dredge a Stinkweed? Awkwardly, there's this Narco. Like, if I swing 3, they're 15, swing 3, put them to 12, they put me to 3. And then I put them to... I mean, it's possible he just has Lightning Axe, right? And then what happens is the board is just a Narcomoeba and I lose. But, like... Yeah, we have to hope they don't play Chill. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to play Voice and say go. Then they get the Bloodghast back. I block. We get the token. This also feels awkward with the Kieran combo because you lose the token. There's like little things here that like I like some of what's going on in this deck. There are other things that are in my mind a little questionable. Like it's a different story if I could float the mana and then follow up with Voice. Like if I had 6 mana here and I could go Kieran, blow up the lands. Relax, my friend. I'm thinking. This is a complicated turn. Like maybe I'm just supposed to go Voice Deputy, honestly. Deputy blocks the Bloodghast. Like I feel like if I just go for the Kieran combo, we don't have a board yet. We're gonna lose anyway. I think I'd like make like a really strange board, and then the plan is to blow it up. And I just hope that they don't get out a lot of amalgams. So this is gonna look a little weird. But I'm literally just trying to put bodies into play. Because we're planning on blowing up all our lands next turn anyway. Yeah, no worries, last guys. This was a cool little BAMP deck I saw on MTG Goldfish. The concept was having like a really nice board presence, and then you follow up with the Armageddon. Conjurant is a spirit you can cast for 0. Kieran says whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, blow up all permanents with the same CMC, so you blow up all lands in play. I almost wish there was like flagstones as well in this thing, but anyway. Well, now we know he's going to have land. Oh, he played it out. Okay. This brings back oh, there's no amalgam to bring back. Okay. So we're okay with this. We Kieran from here. It is just silly, but it's cool. Beat Zach Elsick. Nice. Mr. Tesserator himself. I'd probably just take it. We know about the Dark Blast. If I block with Voice, we lose the token to the Kieran. Oh, well, now we draw a field, so we could have maybe, let's see, field plus this plus green, white. Yeah, we could have. Yeah. All right, anyway, we don't play it because we're about to blow up the world. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know, full blue. But yeah, so we Kieran for 0. It was a sweet deck, last guy. I remember you sharing it with me. It was interesting. X is 0. We get a trigger. Now, the last time we played this combo, we had like Gargadons in the deck, so we don't get to sacrifice all these or any value or anything like that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very, very true. They don't actually necessarily need them. I agree with that assessment. Right, and if he draws land here, he has... yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to block with Voice just because of the... we know he's got Dark Blast. Like, am I supposed to just like take this really easy? Like, if I block with Kieran, we lose the Kieran to the Dark Blast. But then he doesn't have the land to bring back the Bloodghast immediately. Now, I probably still should jam with Voice. there. Hey, what's up, DJ? How's it going? Yeah, I just don't know. That's a good question. This is probably the last game of the night for me, guys. Does anybody know of another streamer we should host over to? Because we had a very generous host ourselves. I'd like to keep that host train going. They don't attack. Like, I think it's voice that stays back. And you attack with these. Partrap says no. Yeah, the voice does seem counterproductive. I agree. Hey, what's up, Partrap? Oh, okay, that's why you're saying no. Partrap demands Slay the Spire, right? Speaking of Slay the Spire, Partrap, I shared with you that like little phone game. It's like a couple bucks. It kind of plays a little bit Slay the Spire-ish. A little bit like that. A little bit. A little bit like that. Plays a little bit like that. Oh, you know what? I just killed us. I should have held back too. I think he wins with any land here. And I deserve that loss, right? And we could have done the slow beats. Yeah, we're dead. I was supposed to hang back on both of these and we win. Well, we don't win. It's a matter of, do we want to sit here for... It would have been 8 turns of attacking. I guess what I should have done is held back on Deputy in one of the 3/3s and swung 3, 3, 3. Let's see, he would have been... If we'd only swung 3 last turn, he'd be at 9, right? Or 10, sorry, he'd be at 10. 10 down to 7, 7 down to 4. 2 more swings after that. So I think actually we could have maybe won. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Armageddon, not very well placed against Dredge. The fun thing about Qs is, look, but we priced anyway. Even if you lose, you get points, guys. We can't lose. But no, it's fun. I'll screenshot this. It definitely needs a little work. I think the voice is very anti-synergistic, and I kind of want to stick this in the mana base somehow, just because I like having all those different. I like having all these different options with Knight. Even if it's not correct, I kind of like having all these different tools, but probably not worth. My phone is old and doesn't have that's got to be a really old phone if you can't play that. The Civilian is doing draft on Arena. I mean, I did have a little bit of Arena prepared for you guys, but I mean, I haven't really put much clout in it. Like, I was just playing Pauper. It was kind of fun. I just like slapped together like a really basic white red. But no, I'll maybe like jam one game with you guys. In the meantime, the Civilian. Oh, Villain. De-Civilian. There's Legacy going on too. I mean, there's a lot of things we could host. This Keep is bad. It has like all my top draw. They're also on the play. Should probably mulligan this. I don't mulligan this because like the curve for this deck's actually a lot lower than this. I just happened to throw in some multicolor cards I had. Like, I'm playing like pauper cards I own, and like this deck is doing perfectly reasonable. Ooh, I see somebody casting a surgical though. We probably keep this instead. It's not much better, but I'll keep the 6. And we will bottom. Yeah, it's just like Pauper is just like everybody's playing like commons that they own. Like, I haven't really seen any like streamlined decks here, so I've actually been enjoying a little bit of this. Not that I am much for Arena, but I have been enjoying a little bit. I jammed a few games of Pauper today. That's what Pauper should have been, though. Cards I own decks. William Corson is hosted. He's a good dude as well. William Corson. Is he also a Magic streamer? I'm just looking around for I appreciate the suggestions. Oh man, I can't quite shock that, can I? Maybe I can play this guy. Surely there's a stream that I want to host you guys over to. You can't host mono red. It's not allowed. Actually, he usually plays modern humans. Okay. I'm just looking for like the spiciest spice. There's got to be. No blocks. It's got to be. I mean, there's weekly legacy on Card Kingdom. This is grindy. What the opponent's doing. Could just cantrip this Fury. There's a bunch of 2-drops I could draw to, which I did. Second main. Recruit. If it was $15, you jam it for a month. Oh yeah, it's going to be very expensive to draft, I'm sure. We already know it is. Oh man, dude, War Prison. That is exciting. Dino War Prison. I mean, I'd imagine there's Karn in there. I wonder what the Dino's about. That's that clickbait for you, right? That's the way to do it. Nola Gold is playing. Ooh, he's playing Narset Puzzle Box. That's spicy. Did I beat Neoverse or Monster Slayers? I didn't beat either, Jade. You'd be disappointed. You would be disappointed, Roblox. You would be disappointed. I did not beat either of them. My attention kind of got sucked up into, well, at least I still have the shock for the 4-2. I'd probably just do it now. I wonder if he's on counter magic. There's probably not much counter magic that's like playable in the Pauper anyway. I don't know anything about this format really. I just slapped together a blue-white. This guy only has first strike on your turn, by the way. So might as well just jam. I mean, he's a 12. Maybe opponent swings out and plays something big that I can act. Worst case scenario, next turn we can play Cavalry. My local game store is going to be doing $30 paper draft. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a fun draft format, right? They threw in some. That's a pain to swing through. Not worth acting either. If we draw a land, I can play Sergeant, and we do have Guildgate. That'll give me a 3/3 double strike. Three double strike would be relevant here. Another Druid. Swing 2. Okay, so we slam Sergeant. No attacks. Opponent's 1/3s are bad news bears for us. These are maybe a really good choice for this format since like there's going to be some like low to the ground decks like ours. Which ones did you beat, Jade? I thought I saw you. Oh, we just got water knotted. I guess that's a removal for this format. Could trade the Pyromancer with the Pioneer. Feels bad though. Feels bad, man. All right, Cavalry. Swing. These feel great, like, because quite a few of my opponents have had, like, really big, stupid things I can take and win with, but not this matchup. These are maybe too many in the main board. I'm either running, like, 2, maybe even 3 main deck, I think, for this. Oh, boy. You beat Neoverse and did almost everything in Monster. I think you told me that, like, Neoverse just got old for you, right? I think you missed the opportunity. You should have acted on the 2/4. Yeah, that's fair. If I take the Nurturer, do I have a reasonable attack? Not really. No, cancel. No attacks. Spacebar, you don't want to just spam on this client. You should act. It will give your Hawk haste. Wish I had enough mana to crack the Locket and have played Hawk. Oh. Surely I can't trade Hawk with Thopter, Pyromancer. Okay. So I have Pyromancer Treason. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We don't have enough to. I mean, we have enough to Pyromancer Treason. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's so close. I think we just do it. He doesn't kill us on the swing crackback, right? Because we're gaining life. We will have a blocker. Go up to 7. Knights are vigilant. That's true. Wow, actually, you're totally right. We're great. This card is excellent for this format. I'm glad that I had one. I didn't really buy any cards for this deck. I think I made like 1 card and I ran out of the little tokens. I only had so many common tokens to redeem. Sorry you guys can't see my graveyard on the screen. It's a little pinched. You're not really missing anything though. You don't see my opponent's name, I guess. That's about it. You can see everything else. I also wanted you to be able to see like the turns. So I don't think we're really missing anything all that important. Oh, okay. Well, they can't block this turn. Easy. Easy game, easy life. I added this as a fun of because I knew this would be like a format where like the board stall just gets crazy. So this wins us the game. Couldn't you active treason the sergeant and kill them? Garrison Sergeant was water knotted. They also had 0 blockers. Yeah, total overkill. This deck's awful, by the way. Like I said, I just slapped it together for this Pauper event. Like, look at this nonsense. It's just like a bunch of 1-drops and then just looks like a bad draft deck is what this looks like. But I've been just getting people with the act. Like they have like all the good cards and they do all the hard work for me. Oh, there actually isn't any sideboarding in this. I really should. Like, I don't even know why I built a sideboard for it because it's just single games. I haven't been hitting enough lands though to kicker Sergeant at Arms. I'm just trying to think if any of these should just honestly be main deck. Kind of like the build though. Like these just at worst cantrip or they like let us win. Same with the well, wave's different than these. These can also break through. I kind of like what I got going on here. Seems fine. These are a little situational. Might be better served by that lava axe. Whatever. So wait, where was I going to host over to? Or are we just hanging out for a little bit longer? I like sending you to Nola Gold. Like the Narset puzzle box sounds really interesting. I know he's not the cleanest, but like that sometimes you know it's more about like what they're playing. Oh, this hand actually is a reasonable 7. This cycles, these all cycle, so I don't think we're gonna be stuck on them. Dropping the hammer. See, I can play Arena. It's just, I mean, this Pauper is fun for me anyway. Druid, fair enough. Just kind of want to cycle, you know. First strike might suggest I have something. Crash through is like I'm trying to draw to something. This might even suggest that I'm just trying to make the token, right? When really I have Triumph. I think next turn we're just playing Locket, right? New Horizons. Oh, we're definitely playing Locket. Look at that second one. I might even just cantrip this Fury. One, two, three, one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna need to crack these. Running out of gas. This thing's pretty legit for this format. Oh man. Don't counter my dude. It's maybe the first counterspell I've seen. Oh, okay. And cards like these mentor cards are a lot of the reason why I'm playing a lot of combat trick spells to try to get these through. Interesting construct. The reason is I'm just trying to get these through. And I know I don't have all the different add-ons enabled for you guys to really enjoy me playing Arena. I'll look into that. So there's actually some really cool add-ons that have come out. There's some for moto drafting for like if you're cubing. It will show you all the cards and then you guys can actually vote for what you suggest I take in real time. So that's neat. Don't think this is better than me just cracking the Locket and trying to find more gas, right? Although maybe I should have left white left over because a lot of what I'm drawing to actually is a white one drop. Okay, we didn't. So they would double block here, the dropper, right? And that seems bad. Kind of sad I just cracked the Locket there. I should have maybe waited. Like I could have played Recruit this turn instead. I could have even just played a second dropper. So I think in retrospect, I should have waited to crack it till later. We still had other plays to make. Like, what was I hoping to hit? A 1-drop? And if it was, it would have been a white one. That's okay. We'll live and we'll learn. Room we learn. Okay, we're main phasing this because we wanted to follow up with this. I'm with you. I'm with you, opponent. I'm with you. No attack though. Oh, well, there you go. That I would have been able to cast. All right, so 6. I mean, 6 gives us dropper. Oh, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I could go locket dropper. That might be better in the long run to do. Actually, no attack. This is also what this format kind of evolves into, which is why I'm playing some like ways to break through. Just because this is kind of what this format I've noticed can kind of just turn into. I've just noticed, that's all. The format sometimes just becomes, we're just slamming. There's a lot of just combat. Ooh. I mean, it's paupers, so, you know, it's going to be creature based. Okay, shock's kind of nice. We can hit the construct. We just take the spider, right? Like you take spider. You'd shock construct, unless I pay 2. I think I want to see how he blocks before I shock, to be perfectly honest. It's very possible he just goes after both of the hammer droppers and I just try to protect one. Still a healthy attack. I don't hate that turn. Like we end up with 2/2s at the end of that. And like we're not out of gas yet. Like I can crack this locket. I've liked these lockets a bit in the list. Although I haven't seen a lot of other players play them, in fairness. Man, he's just pumping up those jams. Pumping the jams. Pumping the jams. Yeah, we'll draw. Well, am I still crashing in here? So like he has a great block on my hammer dropper. I don't really want to swing into this spider. There's a lot of cards I have that can break up this combat. I think we stay patient. I also have a couple of flyers. Like I have the Pegasi, so I could just fly this guy over. The spider. Well, no, I can't. The spider's got reach. Never mind. Have to figure out a different way around it. We could just borrow it again, maybe. Like I have 3 of that card in this list. Yep, you got it, opponent. It's a big old spider. This guy started small. That's a 5/7. See, there you go. Oh boy. chooses this guy. It's probably just land in his hand. Maybe we just got land too. What? Interesting. No. No. Another witness. See, I've noticed this. I could have firebranded the bully in response to the trigger, by the way. I think that's fine though. We were going pretty wide here. Could maybe get some chip shots in. I'm sad that we played most of my. We do have that one card that's just straight up they can't block that I might draw. And we just kill them. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for Mentor. Bully coming in. No, I might block with the witness. Like the lifelink on these guys we might want to unlock, you know. There's the Courser. Like, there's a lot of things we could rip off the top and we just win. That's honestly why I kind of like this build, but we'll see if we actually see them. I mean, we've already seen a couple different ways we could break up this board. Oh, I didn't realize I still had Discord up. A bad chat. Oh, that's not one of them. I mean, it's getting to the point. So what does he block? He blocks here, and he blocks, you know, here, here. We still get through mentor trigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, 3 of them are going to be flying, so he has to pick one flyer. So maybe this is what he blocks here, and these still get through. I feel like we're getting to the point where my chip shots are going to start to win. Maybe I don't even bring in the dropper. Like, maybe I'm fine losing some of these little guys. This is an attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's only able to block up to 4 of it. We still get 5 through. I feel like I should be attacking, honestly. He probably kills Courser though with this attack. Like a couple chip shots, he'll be dead. Maybe we just have to knock in a little bit of damage. Like here, we're still getting in 4. That might not have been worth it though, chat. If we did another chip shot, it wouldn't really be worth it again, would it? That's big. We got plenty of life to work with though. Like even if he swung out here, oh he is a little bit. Could even do this block. Oh yeah. He's got menace. No blocks. This might be our window to crash in. Come on, let's draw that. Let's draw the clutch act of treason, right? Come on, act of treason. Come on, act of treason. Zeal. Let's gain an extra life point here. Now you gotta block here. There you go. Seems right. And that's the game. Just had to be a little patient, chat. Like, there were a lot of things we could top deck there that still equal a win. It's just like I'm glad that I'm playing some cards that break through board states, because I've just noticed this pauper format on here just tends to turn into just like a really grindy. Oh, 1-mana pacifism? No, it can't block. Never mind. That's not that great. Oh man, detection tower. I'm pretty sure I already had one because we were playing that janky Teferi control. This card's solid. I would play this in Pauper. Omen Speaker. Oh, we just opened a bolus. This is the deck we spent some time on, like when I actually was trying Arena a little bit. It was just like a janky. I think we had it was just tons of planeswalkers. Wrath, Teferi, 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 Karn, Ral. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is totally not like set up for like where the decks are anymore. And it was just kind of like cards I own, as you can see. This card coincidentally only on Arena. Confront the Assault. It's an Arena only card, interestingly enough. We might see a paper version of it. There might already be a paper version of this, actually. I'm trying to think. Did I finish all my quests? No, I have that. Nope. That's not where I want to spend it. Oh, you guys might find this funny, though. I thought about buying the waifu, what is it? The sleeves. They released, like, Tamio waifu, Kiora waifu, Kaya waifu. Like, it's just... Not that I need a waifu sleeve. Like, that's not what the stream is about, but I just thought that these were kind of funny. Or Jace. We could play Jace sleeves. Oh, these are kind of cool, though. And they're not even that... I have some of the gems. Thought you guys might get a kick out of that idea I had when I saw these. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get these for the stream. We go for Tamio, though, right? I don't know. Where were we in this pauper? Oh yeah, we needed to win one more and we get this. It's a cool looking Vivian. I got one more in me. See if we can get one more win. Get a little prize. Yeah, see, this is like the kind of hand that I was hoping to see with this deck. Just like nice and low to the ground. Guildgate, okay. I think I still lead Witness, right? I think you still lead Witness. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should have led Firebrand because I have a shock. That's true. Or we just draw Recruit. Didn't matter anyway, chat. Yeah, just one more. Well, that's how they get you, Jade, because like the quest keeps going for Pauper. Like, if I keep going, I get more prizes if I just keep going. So if I just play one more, if I like just one more Jade, I get the next prize. Gonna need like a third or fourth land. Okay, I'll take a Guildgate for the Sergeant. These are grindy though, these Witnesses. He's dead. Dropping the hammer. Oh, new episode of the podcast came out today, Jade. I don't know if you've been listening to it. You might like it, actually. Just what little I've been able to learn about you. Honestly, I think well, this amasses when it dies, so I mean I could attack and then shock, but I think I'd just be better off playing the Sergeant. Like this only gets in one, but then I end up with a lifelinker at the end. And then I can Firebrand it. I think you'd like it, Jade. I think you should give it a try. It really picks up on the second or third episode. If you're not a podcast person, though, I don't want to pitch something to you. If you're just not a podcast person or into podcasts in general, I will say you don't need to be into D&D. I actually never had done like actual D&D until the podcast, and they brought me in as a +1. It's 1 mana to activate this, right? But he does have the double strike. We had the Guildgate. All right, well. I think this shock disrupts enough. Ooh, wait, could I have mentored the Sergeant? That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, I could have. Ooh, infection. Okay. No, that card's probably great in this format. Fungal infection, I'm sure, is insane in this pauper format. I'm sure this is very good removal in a lot of spots. I wish I'd mentored the double striker. That was a misplay. I think we're still going to come out okay. I think we're going to end up okay. I might just kill this. We'll see what he does. Obviously, with the green splash, there might be some Implications. No, it's dead. I think opponent's saying that they're dead. I never draw the Legionnaires. I only had a couple of them in here, but good game. All right, so we prize and I'm done. I'm going to send you guys over to another stream. I feel bad now that I waited because we had a few more people here and I could have sent them to someone else. There's somebody playing Pauper as well. Stick Walrus is playing some Modern Mill. That's spicy. I'm going to host over to him, actually. I know we had a lot of other... did you want to pick out what sleeves I should play, though, Jade, before we go? Does this come with a... Are these card backs as well? See, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't have very many gems. I guess I have enough gems that if we get the wrong waifu sleeve, I can still... I think card backs would be fun. Like, I looked at all the different stuff in the store, and I was just like, I mean, like, sure, I could turn them into this, but might be fun to, like, get an avatar or get some, like, cool sleeves. I think this Narset sleeve looks good, though. Very, very anime. I don't know. I'll think on it. I'm going to send you guys over to him. Say hello for me. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the... Oh, we're so close to this one, though. Oh. See, that's how they get you. You're like, oh, man, but I could get a whole card. It could be anything, guys. It could even be a boat. Could even be a boat. Actually, I think you keep these. Yeah, I think you keep them, and then we get more of these. That's right. Yeah. No, we keep these. This doesn't go away. I haven't played nearly enough Arena for me to like even remember how that works. Oh, for the No Escape Popper, do I have to play the same deck for the whole? I guess I do. Surely they let you change it up. Whatever. Yeah, I'm going to send you over to Stick Walrus, though. Say hello for me. He's playing some Modern Mill. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'll see ya on the next Brew Spy, the Magic Guy. Good night, guys. Oh, and thank you, Jade. I missed it. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jade. I'll see you. You have a good night. I'll see you guys later.